Hello, everybody. Welcome to the opening of the CF1 Spring Competition for Central Group 1. I'm Beanies, joined alongside my buddy Josh Beard Radio, and we got ourselves the opening night for this Central Group 1 competition. Now, for those of you who may be new to the CF1 community, CF1, aka Conference 1, is the premier collegiate Valorant tournament for Spring 2021, with 5 separate groups of colleges across North America competing for the right of CF1 champion. And it's starting here with week 1, and actually, I should be more specific. Josh, it started last night, actually, with game 1.
It did start last night. Last night was actually an incredible matchup between Penn State and Towson. And Penn State showed us last season what we saw in the fall was they were a really strong team, and they only had 2 players returning to their team in Rezi and in Danny Steele. But you could see the chemistry was already there. They had added 3 new players to their team who had played together before in other leagues and other tournaments. And Penn State came out 2-0. They were really strong the entire time. We saw a lot of really fun action. I can't remember if it was Towson or if it was Penn State, but somebody actually got a triple kill with a Bucky, almost got a quad, which was really funny. I'm gonna, you know what, to one up that tonight, I need to see a Bucky ace at some point from one of the 2 teams we're gonna watch tonight. But Penn State and Towson, that matchup was really good. Penn State just a little bit too much experience. They played together, They just had too much chemistry. They played together a little bit too long. But tonight we have a great matchup between UT Dallas and DePaul. And Beanies, I am excited to see these 2 teams go against each other because I think they're UT Dallas definitely a lot of experience. They've got a lot of chemistry. They've been playing together. But DePaul might give them a run for their money. And I think it's a really, really strong matchup between these 2 teams tonight.
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, Dallas and DePaul taking on one another, and they will be battling it out with some possibly new faces on this game because we have a few changes, not only recently, but actually today. Some changes dropped, Josh, where today we had the running spraying ability of assault rifles handily nerfed by Riot today. I haven't played it myself, but I know you can comment on how that affects people running and gunning, and I guess I'll let you speak on that before we even touch anything else.
No, there are 3 things that I'm good at in Valorant. I'm good at judging other people's plays or mistakes. I'm good at calling their plays or mistakes. And number 3, I'm really good at watching Valorant. Nowhere in there am I good at playing Valorant. But the only thing that saved me was being able to sometimes run and gun. They nerfed that into the ground. Running errors across all rifles increased from 3.7 to 5. Walking errors increased from 0.8 to 1.1. And I played today a little bit just to see what happened with the patch. And you cannot run and walk and aim accurately anymore. At least not for me. There's a reason why I'm not playing at the competitive level. There's a reason why I'm casting the competitive level. So it didn't work out for me. Maybe it won't be too bad of a change for some of these guys, but it's going to be interesting to see. You know, people get used to playing their games in a certain way. You get in that comfort zone of how you can and can't move, and adjustments like this, especially such a large adjustment to the running mechanic while you're shooting. That's huge. So we might see a few plays tonight where guys think that they're going to get a shot off, and then it doesn't go the way they want it to because they're running out there. So I think the strategy is probably going to be a little bit slower. I think the pace is going to be a little bit slower as these teams try to figure it out, because if you go too fast and you go too quick, these error changes are going to mess with these teams massively. And maybe that's where DePaul can find a little bit of balance against UT Dallas, is in some of those changes. Play a little bit slower, play at a better pace that makes more sense to you, and force them into those errors with these patch changes. But I also believe that Yoru is available tonight. We didn't see him last night at all in Penn State versus Towson, but I believe he's available tonight. And I've played against him. I haven't played as him. I've played against him. It's horrible, but you've been toying around with Yoru a little bit. What do you think about? Do you want to see one of these teams come out with him tonight?
I would love to see a team come out with Yoru tonight. I think he has a lot of outplay potential and a lot of creative maneuvers that you can really make with him. His teleporting capabilities are absolutely flawless. The way you can use his flash is very unique, and honestly, you have to put in a little bit of effort and time to learn the right angles to bounce it off of, because you can really end up shooting yourself in the foot and getting fake flashes. What they're called is, you know, throwing out a flash thinking you get a flash onto someone, but actually didn't actually break the corner in any way. That happens a lot, but I think that the best part of his entire kit, as I mentioned, it's going to be that teleport where he's able to really just have a backup plan, have a way to almost entry onto sites. Not as reliable as maybe a Reyna can, but you really can get some outplays. I've seen a bunch of Reddit clips as well where people throw a flash, sneak out, or throw the teleport behind them while they're blinded, TP behind, get a nice little two-piece, a little bada bing, bada boom. And I didn't even touch on the Dimensional Drift ultimate, which literally turns him invisible for a certain amount of time. So I think in order for us to see Yoru, we're going to have to see some teams willing to flex their muscles a little bit right now, because I think this kit has so much maneuverability in there that you really need to spend some time on him to really learn how to use him properly. But I mean, I could totally see Dallas running this out in a bind game, so to speak, just being able to, you know, test the waters with him, maybe see what it's like. And bind is such a reliable map for these characters, and I really get a Phoenix, a pseudo Phoenix kind of vibe from Yoru.
It's Phoenix but more terrifying. That's the problem with him. Fake out, I think, is probably the most obnoxious move that he has in his entire kit, because I just hate seeing footsteps and I have no idea what's going on. So fake out's great. Well, go ahead.
You can tell the difference though by the footsteps. There is a way. That's the thing with fake out, is that I don't like is at the highest level you can hear a difference. The fake out footsteps, the big thing is you do not hear any jangles of like accessories. So any, like, you know, backpacks that may make a noise or chains on the character, you don't hear that. So at a highest level, you have to assume these players are going to notice that it's only the footsteps and none of the +1s added onto it, and they'll tell it's the fake out footsteps. And that ultimately, again, then it's going to be like a chess game of really, how does the Yoru player, assuming this info, use it to his advantage? In which case, you would have to, you know, that would go on and on to theory crafting. One of the beautiful ways Valorant is basically like a big old chess game with clicking heads.
Well, we won't get into theory crafting because you'll lose me for the rest of the night. But again, that's why I'm casting and I'm not playing. We already talked about this earlier. I'm 35 years old. My eyesight's going. My hearing is going.
You're not 35
I don't hear the
yet.
difference between those two things. Yeah, I'm close to 35. I'm dangerously close, very, very dangerously close to 35. But I think Yoru's kit is incredible, and he needs to be played by a highly aggressive player, a player that's used to playing in an aggressive way, that's used to taking those chances, that can capitalize off of those movements. Because being able to blind somebody, TP behind them, and then send a fake out and hit people from multiple different positions, that's absolutely doable. But you need somebody who's used to playing maybe like a Jet or something like that, that's used to aggressive movements and aggressive plays, and it could pay dividends for them. But in the wrong hands, if somebody's trying to play him more aggressively and it doesn't work out, I think you're right that people haven't really felt out the kit enough yet to get a really good feel to use him in competition. It's going to be interesting if we see a Yoru play in here, because I want to see how it's handled. And if UT Dallas is the team to pick that, I think that they're in the best position to be able to try to play a Yoru, is get somebody aggressive in there, take over that player, engage and initiate a lot of this combat with that, and it could pay dividends. And it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to go that route.
Yeah, and I think we should also point out another change that is a little recent, not tonight, brand new, but Jet having her smoke time reduced from 7 seconds to 4 seconds, I believe.
Yep.
And you know, this really does affect, I think, solo players a lot more. It doesn't really affect a competitive team as much, because the main thing that Riot was targeting with that change, they said, was they wanted to stop having Jet replace controllers. And in a coordinated team environment, you're going to have an Omen, or, you know, nowadays a Brimstone possibly in your team. And so Jet isn't going to be using her smokes in that way. So the reduction in cooldown, or the reduction in time, while it will still affect her ability to make plays and maneuver, it's just going to be affecting those who maybe aren't as decisive, or maybe are a little delayed. Those who know what they're doing with the smokes, they're throwing them out. They're going to have that 4 second time window, and they'll know what they need to do in that time. And I mean, Jets aren't going to be using those smokes as controllers anyway. So honestly, I don't think she'll be out of play at all, but it will be interesting to see if anyone plays her a little less aggressively, knowing that loss in smoke duration.
Yeah, and it's good. You know, I think that's a good move, because with her smoke being a little bit longer, with Brim becoming a little bit more playable in competitive play, I think they've made some changes to him that's made him a little bit more viable. There is too much control sometimes on these sites. There was too much control in places. I know. And Jet was never meant to be somebody that was supposed to control. She's supposed to initiate. That's what she's supposed to do. And I think you're spot on with that smoke's supposed to be it's a throw out to confuse, disorient, and then attack. That's why Jet throws that out, and I think the change is perfect. But again, it's just like with the running. You can't shoot and run now, right? It's everybody needs to adjust to those changes. Everybody needs to they're used to certain things happening a certain way, and you get used to that muscle memory, and you get used to doing something a certain way. You need to adjust to the changes. So I think last night when we saw Penn State and Towson, they had adjusted nicely to the changes to Jet, but you know, we don't know what we're going to get tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see how aggressively these teams play her if she's picked.
Yeah, and I think that lends nicely into our next bit of information to share with everyone, because the map picks and bans were done pre-game, so we already have those nice and handy for you guys, with UT Dallas and DePaul having their flips and whatnot take place. UT Dallas winning the flip and actually picking bind first after Icebox and Split are removed. Nothing surprising there. UT Dallas choosing bind first and DePaul picking defense. So before we even get to game one, Josh, I want to hear your thoughts. With UT Dallas picking bind, they obviously are going for a map that's, I think, arguably the most popular map across the game, a general consensus. But
you think?
DePaul picking defense first, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good idea for DePaul going in? Because we both picked them to be the underdog in this matchup, with UT Dallas being the favorites.
You know what? I do like that. I do like them picking defense first.
Okay.
And I know a lot of the times you want to pick offense first, and you want to try to get out to an early lead. But if I'm DePaul, the way I'm thinking about this by picking defense first is I have control. I have control. If you can get out and you can actually be ahead, or at least keep it even on defense, then you're in a good spot. So maybe you can't be aggressive in the beginning. Maybe you can't push out and get an early lead quite as much, but you have more control over the match as a whole. You have more control over both of these maps. And so I like that play. You know, more so you would think a team like UTD would be like, okay, we're going to play defense first. We're confident in our abilities. We're confident in the fact that we're going to be able to be ahead after we pick defense first. So I like that move by DePaul to be able to do that. Come out with confidence, show them, hey, we're not going to play the way you think we're going to play, and force them to play at the pace and the style that you want them to do. It's always, anytime you're playing anything, but especially in Valorant, force them to play your style and your pace.
Exactly. And honestly, a lot of winning these games comes down to being comfortable, because I mean, hitting headshots can really be just having momentum on your side and just feeling yourself at the right place, right time. And I mean, bind, typically it may be a defense favored map, but you know, with these changes, some players may not be fully adjusted to not having their moving shots available to them as easily. I mean, we may still see them because, you know, luck does happen to hit somebody every once in a while, so good fortune may fall into them today. But nonetheless, we do have a fortunate circumstance with the running being dropped, as we mentioned earlier. And I guess I'll lead into the second map, which we're going to be looking at, which Haven we're going into, which was UT Dallas's choice between the options of Haven and Ascent. And then we also have defense coming, or excuse me, I said UT Dallas, DePaul's choice. And then UT Dallas comes in with picking defense. So again, we have defense being favored there when given the option. I feel like this, you know, it seems pretty straightforward. If you're confident you can win and you just pick defense first, you hold those angles, you go into attack side with a nice lead. I mean, momentum's on your side. Is that how you feel, Josh?
To me, this is a choice that makes sense for UTD, especially on a map like Haven. I mean, Haven, I will always and forever tell anybody I ever meet, even people that don't play video games, even people that don't play Valorant, I'm going to say, you know what? I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't even play Valorant. I hate Haven. I hate playing offense on Haven. I think
Haven
it's difficult to do. It's look, if you can stay focused and you can stay coordinated in the right way, and you can get, you know, let's say you get garage control if you're going for a C site pusher, you can get some kind of like mid control if you're going for an A push, but you have to be coordinated, you have to be tight whenever you're attacking on Haven. And it's so much easier to have good rotation on defense, to have good sets on defense, to protect Haven from any kind of attack or push. And so if you're UTD and you're forced to play Haven, well, yeah, you pick defense first because you're confident in your ability to play that, not just in the ability of the players that you have on your team, and you know, going against a team like DePaul but really just in the confidence of starting on defense on a map like Haven. Now, if DePaul can be coordinated from the very beginning, this is where Haven gets dangerous. If you have a team that knows how to attack right, the right timing, put smokes in the right spot, molly the right spots, it can be really dangerous for a defense. But I see what UTD is doing here. I get what they're trying to do. They're saying, you know what? No, we know how to play defense on this. We have confidence that that DePaul is not going to be as coordinated as they would like to be on a map like this. We got this, so we're going to take defense first, get out ahead, at least be tied, and then we can push it on attack. And we'll be the ones who can coordinate. We have all the control in the world at the end of Haven. I think it's a smart play by them.
Yeah, and honestly, Haven, more often than not being that closest to a 50-50 split you can in winning on offense or defense, it really does lend itself to being the most possible evened out map, given just pure skill and team play is going to win out in that situation. Now, thank you guys for sticking with us while we're just figuring out last few difficulties, waiting on some players to join up with us, but we will be getting into lobby. Oh, as I say that, bada bing, bada boom, Josh. We are here. It's bind. I'm ready. DePaul going to be your defenders. UT Dallas going to be your attackers. The first thing I love to point out, Paul, or Josh, why did I say Paul? Because DePaul's in my head. Sorry, Josh. Names are just flying left and right. But as I was saying, the first thing I love to point out when I get into these lobbies with agent selects is how quickly we see the agents chosen. UT Dallas, within 5 seconds, they already know the agents they want. They come on to bind their map choice with a strategy already in place. No questions asked. You love to see it. DePaul, on the other hand, giving themselves a little more time to breathe here. We are seeing some hovers come in, but let me hear what your thoughts are from UT Dallas's picks.
Well, I already love what UT Dallas is doing here. We've seen a drop in Cypher play because some of the changes that are made to him, but we talked about this before we started. Cypher is just still so great for intel. If you can stay alive, you're going to do great with him, and Cypher is a good pick there, but they've got a Cypher and a Sova, so they're going to have all the intel in the world, which is going to be amazing. And then you see the Brimstone. They decided to go with Brimstone for some of that control. The changes that they've made to Brimstone, he's coming back, and he's becoming more prevalent in the meta. And we talk about meta, and we talk about meta all the time. What's the meta for these teams, and what's the meta that's more common?
Unfortunately, no Yoru, which I'm a little disappointed about. Have yet to see him break out onto stream here for CF1, but we are going to get ourselves our first look here at UT Dallas and DePaul in our 2021 spring semester, and it's going to be a good match because we got a Frenzy buy in the first round. And Josh, you may not know this, but I am a massive proponent of anyone purchasing a Frenzy in the first round, and seeing a Reyna buy the Frenzy, Kaz is set up to make some plays here and possibly pop off like we know a Reyna can.
Well, since the nerfs to the Classic, it makes all the sense in the world to go with the Frenzy first, right? So Frenzy first round, that's gonna be my initial buy for sure.
Trading out here on Ace Short just for a time being. You can see on your mini map, everyone, that it's going to be UT Dallas just grouping up there at the Ace Short for the time being. On these first rounds, Josh, you really want to get the spike down as quickly as possible just to guarantee that extra bit of income. And while, getting those kills is going to be nice, spike first and foremost priority, as Lamb is trying to take over Lamps here, but Paranoia is going to meet them in the face, and just like that, you're going to have spike control, and it's going to be planted.
It's a fast plant already, and like you said, it's so important to get it down. You have to control econ early on. The best way you can do that is getting a spike down as Kaz takes down Bunny pretty quickly, but that's that Frenzy action that we were talking about, getting that Frenzy in the first round. CJW takes down Prime 2 and Gravity. Damn, Gravity taking down Yakuza and Adolfo, getting that two-banger right there. And Kaz, quick work by DePaul on UT Dallas. Like, UT Dallas comes in, they get the spike planted quickly, like you said, but DePaul rotated and retook on that really, really nicely.
Yeah, and now DePaul getting that 1-0 lead. And Josh, we actually talked about this off stream, seeing the second round purchases come through. My gosh, look at DePaul right now. Look at the difference in purchases here between these two teams going into round 2.
Well, see, what we've been seeing a lot of lately is a Stinger purchase in round 2, but now we're seeing Spectres come out in round 2, and so this is a little bit of a push. I understand the frenzy, even though the frenzy round 2 frenzy the round 2 Stinger purchase throws me off just a little bit. The round 2 Spectre and armor purchase kind of throws me off. I'd like to see them save a little bit more instead of, against a team like UT Dallas, trying to save as much economy as you can as early as you can is probably a little bit smarter.
Well, you can see, speaking of smarts, UT Dallas using that noggin, going a different route. Round 2 here, going up B long again. The same strategy is going to be getting that spike down ASAP, with even more emphasis on getting it down because of how badly they lost that first round. With Kaz taking down Bunny first, that will be a nice elimination there, giving DePaul a lead, but spike will go down, and now it's going to be left up to Bam Gravity, picking up 2 eliminations. Kaz getting one as well, and that's going to be a flawless coming out from the DePaul lineup here in round 2. Even though the spike does get planted, overall, massive W here for the DePaul squad.
Flawless.
Yeah, it's UT Dallas is coming in quick. They're trying to plant the spike. I get it. I understand why they're trying to do that, but at the same time, they're sacrificing. You want to have good econ, and you want to get the money, but at the sacrifice of the round, people are out of position. They're not watching all of they're not watching their flank. They're not watching all of their angles. They're just rushing a little bit too much, I feel like. But now you see a force buy from UT Dallas picking up those Vandals. We see those Vandals coming out now. This is going to be interesting to see now that we've got an actual full buy round. It looks like DePaul is going to go ahead and stick with the Spectres. We're not seeing them buy anything else, so this is where UT Dallas has the gun advantage and can really take advantage of that right here.
Not to play devil's advocate, Josh, but I mean, if UT Dallas does not pick up a W in this round, they are going to be in quite a hole going forward, as Adolfo just taking their time, going to have to deal with the Sova drone, taking out. A little confused how his own drone ends up over there, I've always wondered how aware they are of these clones shooting at them. I'd have a really existential crisis, Josh, if I looked ahead and I saw myself, trying to shoot me. Lamb actually taking a few bullets there as we speak. Ray's going to be trading that out from the DePaul squad. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, look at the top of your screen, the mini-map. The rotations come through, clearing a B site, but the bomb is still back at that intersection, at Link, giving the UT Dallas squad a lot of flexibility with what they're going to do. And if they move decisively here, Josh, they could get down to B with only 1 or 2 members playing defense.
That was a really, really smart play by UT Dallas, really trying to feel out what they can and can't do. But you're seeing a good rotation here by DePaul after they feel it out. UT Dallas went and grabbed the spike, but now DePaul's rotating over, and they're gonna try to be able to stop this spike plant. But I think what this comes down to is the difference between guns. Kaz gets the kill on Lamb right there. You're right. If UT Dallas doesn't get this round after the force buy, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble as Kaz gets another kill with the Spectre. Kaz has been all on top of UT Dallas and bringing DePaul on top the last few rounds, really getting a clutch couple of kills right there. With 6 seconds left, they got to get this spike planted real fast, but they're at a disadvantage 4 on 3. I don't see how they're going to do it. Oh no! And then the defenders didn't get it down in time. How do you not get that down in time? That is a huge loss for UT Dallas, beanies. To have a force buy round like that and then lose, their economy is going to be all over the place. At least they got the spike planted so they can rebuy, but man, this is not good.
Gosh. Oh no, that is not good in the slightest, my friend. You really just hate to see it happen. I think it was
we were both
literally
working
a
under
split second.
Yeah, we were both working under the assumption that UT Dallas was working under. Hey, that spike's going down, then we're going to have to defend the retake. Nope, sorry, not enough time.
Yeesh, a rough loss right there for the UT Dallas squad, and then you saw quite a few members fall in the aftermath as they are now having to play catch up with a 3-0 deficit. Josh, on their map choice, remember, Bind was selected by the UT Dallas squad. They had 3 different options available to them. They wanted Bind first and foremost, and they're stumbling out the gates here with DePaul losing 1 member on the defense here early on, going to be losing their Phoenix, so that is very detrimental to any defense's plans here. Now already down a member, and if UT Dallas plays this trade game correctly, Josh, they should come out on top of this round, but paper doesn't always translate to practicality, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and this is what we talked about with DePaul picking defense first on bind. Yes, it was UT Dallas's map pick, but DePaul coming out saying, no, we're going to play defense. We're going to force you to play our game. And they've done that so far through these first 3 rounds. UT Dallas with Ghosty, CJW getting primed, but Ghosty taking out Bunny. UT Dallas is playing a little bit slower. They're playing at a slower pace. DePaul has forced that, and now they've got to keep forcing them to play at their pace. As Ghosty takes down Yakuza, Adolfo taking down Kaz. So we've got a 2-on-3 situation with UT Dallas. He has the advantage. Oh no, as Ghosty takes down Lamb. This is going to be interesting to see if DePaul can actually pull this out in a 1v2. Can Ghosty pull this out for the team and take round 4?
Ghosty knows where they both are. He goes for the fake. He's going for the fake right now. He's going to have a peek from Phoenix. He knows the Phoenix. Oh, but that's going to be CJW picking up a 4K for UT Dallas on an incredible display of offensive prowess, fighting back from a 3-0, now 3-1.
I mean, that was a good play by Ghosty, though. What can you do in that situation? You have no idea where they're going to come from. You know you have the 1v2. The best that you can do is try to get that fake defuse and get a kill. I mean, it really comes down to one headshot, and then you're in a much better position. But you know, look at Kaz and Bam Gravity for DePaul. Both on top. Ghosty doing great in that round, but Kaz has really been the strength of that DePaul roster so far, and that's why UT Dallas is down 3-1 right now. But this could be the chance. All you need is to just win one. That's it. Win one, and you're back in it. And UT Dallas is starting to make better plays now, hit their shots. It comes down to what are you comfortable with? Play your style and hit those shots, and that's what UT Dallas did in that last round as Kaz takes down CJW, continuing the rampage that Kaz is on tonight.
And Josh, I just want to point out a nice little thing that Kaz did right there was hesitate on activating any soul orb abilities. It was a good choice right there because a lot of people are going to peek around that corner if their teammate dies, knowing the Reyna's going to use an ability, and that split-second window gives you an edge. But Kaz, knowing not to do that, hesitating, nicely done, as UT Dallas as a whole are playing slow as expected as they've played through these first 4 rounds. But now with only 3 members up against the 4 of DePaul University, they're going to have to find a way to get a pick right here. And Lamb's operator might just be what they need to get the job done. But nobody walking into this sight line just yet, ladies and gentlemen, everyone else. 4 members left on the defense. A 2-2 split. Ooh. Bunny actually going to be the straw that breaks Camel's back right here. And then that's going to be a kill coming out from Adolfo as well. UT Dallas down 4-3. Just flip this round on its head, taking a 3-2 advantage in members, getting the spike planted, and they are poised to take this round.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough retake for DePaul. Let's see how they decide to go around the long way for the retake. It looks like, oh, is Prime going to go for it? Oh, Prime's shooting across the map. You know, I'm glad they didn't try to go back through their spawn for the retake. They're going to try to flank around and catch them. The danger with this is, can you get to the spike in time? Can you get there in time to defuse it? I think at this point, maybe you just try to get a couple of picks and then move on and save for the next round. You lose the round, but at least you hurt their economy a little bit. But it looks like they're just going to sit there and they're going to go ahead and save anyway and say, hey, you know what? We'll live the fight another day. We'll give them this round. We'll move on. The UT Dallas takes this one. I actually like that. I like that save. Play a little bit smarter. DePaul's been doing good so far, but UT Dallas is starting to hit a lot of those shots.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up. The first 3 rounds just needed to get the rust off here, but looking at the scoreboard, you can tell obviously Kaz putting in the work on that Reyna with the 8-2-2 score. And honestly, when you're playing in a competitive environment, it feels like that's the kind of impact a Reyna needs to have to justify her existence. Because you gotta remember, a third of her, actually no, a half of her entire kit, excuse me, revolves around getting a kill first. And if you're not getting those kills, you can only use 2 out of your 4 abilities. And I mean, that ultimate's basically useless without getting any kills. So kudos to Kaz for making this pick work. Very feast or famine choice from DePaul. And so far, I am loving that they're going for it right now with UT Dallas, again, playing it slow and steady here, Josh. We've seen them this time and time again. They're not a team to drop smokes, commit to a site, and just see what happens, try to win the trades. They are being calculated. They are being cautious. And more often than anything, they're trying to win some gunfights, and they're coming ahead in the last 2 rounds. So maybe they'll win out here.
And if you see the difference between UT Dallas in those first couple of rounds versus UT Dallas now, when they were trying to force the issue, they were trying to push as Kaz takes down CJW. That's a huge loss. Yeah, because it takes down both Kaz and Bam Gravity. Look, you lose CJW if you're UT Dallas, that's big, but to lose Bam and Kaz, that is a detriment to the DePaul team, as Yakuza gets a third kill right there on Valley of Mist. Ghosty taking down Bunny. This is a good movement here by UT Dallas. Play it smart. You've got the 3-2. Stay in position, play your angles. UT Dallas, you can see, they wait, they play slow, and then they pounce, and DePaul doesn't know how to deal with it.
Lamb misses the shot. Prime peeked around, gets the kill on Yakuza, but they don't get the trade. And that is going to scare them off just enough to go and turn towards A site. A good choice by Dallas, flipping the map, giving them a chance to plant out in the open. That smoke going to give just enough room to breathe as the spike does go down. And everyone, we have a 2 versus 2 here in the 6th round as UT Dallas, Lamb just waiting around the corner, does not miss this time. Prime, you only get 1 lucky round. Ghostly gonna be trading it out onto Adolfo, but giving away their position. And now Lamb pulling the angle, finds the shot, goes for the left click, lands it onto Ghostly, picking up a 3rd round for Dallas, and we got ourselves a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone else.
Just great play by there. To decide to rotate right there and go over. Ghosty being able to get that kill at the end, Lamb waiting to get that shot. That was a smart play by UT Dallas, and this is what we talked about. And that's what we were talking about a second ago. In the first couple of rounds, they're playing quick, they're out of position, they're not playing their style, and so it just doesn't work for them. But whenever they're a little bit slower, they're more methodical, they get in their spots. Well, then you see a completely different team in UT Dallas, and now all of a sudden you see a map, and that's 3-3, and DePaul is a little bit on their heels right now.
A very streaky game so far, Josh. We've had DePaul taking the first 3, Dallas swinging back the next 3, and Adolfo making a good case to make it 4 in a row, starting it off with a nice elimination onto Prime. UT Dallas with their full squad now going to pick up the spike, and they're looking towards A site. Everyone except for Kaz has already shifted over towards that A site from DePaul, and it seems like the commit is going to come through from Dallas in just a moment. But Ghosty, excuse me, going to have to judge. Sitting here in Lamb. That's what he needs. Oh, he dodged down the flash, but not fast enough. CJW, the quick finger, is going to find the shot onto Ghostly's dome piece as Bam Gravity going to be trading out a kill there as well, but the spike is going to get planted there for UT Dallas, giving them the clock, giving them the countdown to winning this round and starting to force DePaul's hand, who are a little short on weapons for the time being. But this Bucky here, Josh mentioned, wanting to see a play happen, but CJW again, this man is absolutely stellar against shotguns in close quarters combat. But Bam Gravity finally brings CJW back down to earth until Yakuza is able to take him down, leaving just 1 member of DePaul standing here. Kaz going to try and be the lone survivor, the lone ranger trying to take on the world, but that's going to be Adolfo, finishing off the 4th round win in a row for UT Dallas.
Yeah, UT Dallas is starting to roll a little bit now. I mean, they're putting themselves in the right spots. They're hitting all the shots that they need to hit. CJW is coming up really big for them in these rounds. I was hoping to see a little bit of a big Bucky play there. I'm sad that we didn't. Valley of Mist kind of sneaking around with that Bucky, trying to get in retake position, but not quite getting there. But you just see UT Dallas, their chemistry is starting to show. The way they play is starting. The way they play with each other is starting to show. There's good communication between the two of them. Hey, we know. Here's our intel, let's make a decision, and they're being decisive, and they're doing it quickly, which is good. And that comes down to really taking your time, surveying the area, figuring out what's going on, and then making a decision based off of that. And DePaul, they're just not finding themselves in the right spots. UT Dallas is putting themselves in good positions, and it's hard for DePaul to try to retake those whenever that spike gets planted. So DePaul just needs to do a better job of having themselves in defensive spots early on in the beginning before UT Dallas even plants the spike.
Adolfo with a, I'll say bold Hunter's Fury right there. Usually want to save that for a post-spike situation, but nonetheless going to be throwing it out. No return on investment. Going to run it back. Already 2 ultimates thrown out by the offense, and they're going to be giving up a 1-for-1 trade. So UT Dallas going to require a lot of return on investment here. Oh no, Lamb's right into Prime. Oh, and the operator too. Oh, UT Dallas, an arm, a leg, and half their brain was thrown into this push here, Josh. But now with only one member left, Bunny has to salvage it with only 25 HP after the boombot rolls right into his face.
Oh.
And DePaul finds a way to get back onto their feet after taking 4 straight shots in this round.
That was a great lurk by DePaul right there to be able to come around and force the issue. They pressed a little bit more. They got a little bit aggressive on defense, and then they forced UT Dallas to get out of their spots and make a mistake. That's exactly what they're going to have to do the entire time. It was a great play by DePaul to be able to move around. And I think it was Prime who came to the back, got that double kill from while UT Dallas was trying to escape and possibly rotate and move around. And UT Dallas, with the way they're playing and the way they're deciding to, hey, or do we want to go to A? Do we want to go to B? You have to have somebody lurking and trying to flank behind, or else you're not going to get in the right spots. As Bam, Gravity, and Ghosty already take down 2 members of UT Dallas. This is not a good start as Yakuza takes down Ghosty now. But UT Dallas is going to be rough for them to try to come back from in this round to get that spike planted with only 2 players left.
Ooh. Lamb playing with fire there. Adolfo going to find one, but still, it's a 2 versus 3 situation here for the offense, and all DePaul needs to do is find the right angles to hold. But the spike is going to get planted, and now Adolfo really going hunting right now, trying to find any stragglers. But all 3 members of the defense are already on site, and Lamb has been left alone here, Josh. This is not looking good. 30 HP on the Jet. Is that going to be? Yes, 0 HP now on the, Jet. And now Kaz going to find the final elimination. DePaul taking their 5th round win of the game.
DePaul is doing such a good job of rotating when they need to the last couple of rounds. These retakes have been much more well coordinated. The communication has been much better these last 2 rounds, and I think the strategy against UT Dallas, because whenever they make a decision, they move so quickly. We also have to move just as quickly. We have to know what they're doing, and DePaul has made great choices the last couple of rounds to force that issue and push against the decision that UT Dallas makes. So if they decide to go to B site, we're going to push them on B site. If they decide to go ahead and rotate to try to plant the spike on A, well, we're headed over that way too. There's a lot of smart plays going on by DePaul right now, and just knowing and having a good feel for what UT Dallas is about to try to do.
Oh, that's also going to give him a good feel for UT Dallas's plans, as Lamb does in fact get sniffed out by a recon arrow. So this ultimate is shown to everyone on DePaul for just a moment. They should know the Blade Storm is active. Valley of Mist going to take out the recon drone and get out of dodge for the time being, but it's going to be a quick commit from UT Dallas. They are done playing games here, folks. They want the spike down on the site, and they want to take control of this game yet again. There you go. Valley of Mist, though, finds a kill onto the Sova clone. Does it with the shock arrow. My gosh, a beautiful display of geometry from that Sova, and now leaving us with just a 5 versus 4 on the site. Showstopper's going to come out from Ghosty, who is looking for anybody to feast on, but that Showstopper's not going to entertain much. Just a little bit of damage there onto one. Does not land the shot from the operator, and Bunny is absolutely popping. Even if Groundhog Day wasn't a success, Bunny is showing themselves to DePaul's defense as they're just trying to find the remaining member of this team. And 39 HP on Arena, it's not going to be enough. She doesn't have the tools available, and with all things considered, she's going to take her losses, take the round loss, but preserve the gun. Just like that, UT Dallas ties us up yet again.
Bunny hitting those shots was so clutch. I love the position that they put it. They put the spike in. They put the spike down. They're like, okay, they're surrounding us, so we're gonna take away one of their avenues to be able to surround us. We're not gonna let them retake from this side. And that was a smart play by UT Dallas to go back up long, stay away from showers, stay away from spawn, and go and be able to still get vision on that spike. I mean, it comes down to now we just have to hit the shots. If they decide to try to defuse it, well, that's exactly what Bunny did, and that was a great play by UT Dallas to really throw DePaul off and change their strategy. Both of these teams are doing a really good job of adjusting to each other's strategies on the fly, and that's why we're getting such a great match so far.
And that also just shows what these teams are capable of. I mean, you can't adapt to strategies on the fly without being practiced and having that ability to do it from doing it in your scrimmages, in your comp games at a high level. So very nicely done by both these teams, already setting the page for a beautiful series in the first game of their central group here for CF1 Spring, as Adolfo The lone member here in showers, Josh. It's going to be a risky peek here for Prime if they go for it, but Adolfo stepping off for the time being, and we're back to seeing UT Dallas playing that cautious style.
Yeah, and that that caution, that slow style is putting just enough doubt into Paul's minds. Just enough doubt. Should we hold this angle? Should we stay here? Are we making the right play? And that's the adjustment that UT Dallas keeps making. Oh, CJ moving in right now, trying to get in position. They're doing a really good job of taking over that garage. Going over into the spawn. This is a really CJ trying to be really aggressive. I like that. Trying to get as much intel as he can, but why not? Prime keeps setting himself up right there in the showers in a great position if they do try to plant the spike, but now you see Lamb take down Ghosty and a full rotation by UT Dallas. Wow.
Adolfo stayed behind. Adolfo was the anchor. Adolfo takes down Kaz.
The spike. That was a heads-up play to leave Adolfo behind in the lurk and take down Kaz during the rotation. I would have loved to have seen him flank full from through the spawn to try to hit DePaul from both sides while they're trying to retake.
Oh my gosh, DePaul, speaking of retakes, not even attempting this one.
No.
You can see 3/5 of the team is just going to hold themselves back in spawn, and you know, we are just on the verge of halftime here, folks. So DePaul is going to settle for taking a 6-6 possibility, and UT Dallas are set up to go into halftime with a lead as they win round 11.
Just smart plays by UT Dallas there. It's, you know, every single time DePaul changed their defensive strategy, UT Dallas said, okay, we're gonna do something different. The strategy that they used on those last 2 rounds to really kind of wait it out and then go long is let's wait, let's put a little bit of doubt in their mind, then we're going to get some intel, see what we can do, take over garage, and then we're going to go from there. And it's worked out for them every single time. But once they saw in that last round that Paul is in a good defensive set, we can't be this aggressive on that, to make the rotation over to B and leave Adolfo behind was just a heads-up play by UT Dallas. Great communication by all of them.
Now we have the final round of half. Oh, gravity! Oh, we got that on stream. I'm sorry, bud.
I'm clipping it.
But nobody loses their life over it. We're good. We're good.
Lamb deciding to go with the Vandal instead of the Op. We've seen Lamb with the Op the last couple of times, but I like the switch to the Vandal. If the Op's not working, if you're not hitting those shots, I love seeing people say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to switch. I'm going to go to the Vandal right now. They're playing that little game of chicken. Both of these teams keep playing, okay, we're going to peek. We're going to peek. It's whoever peeks first and hits those shots. As Kaz takes down Bunny, exactly what you don't want is you don't want to lose that game of chicken. And oh, CJW taking down Gravity. Ghosty moving up behind as Kaz takes down Adolfo. CJW hitting another shot. Kaz going down is a huge, huge deal for DePaul.
And the spike going down here is going to be massive now, because Dallas is at least going to be able to flip the game onto their terms. They control the central location for the rest of this round. And now Lamb picking off Ghostly, going to find one. Valley of Mist trying to show off the FMJ, the wall penetration on these bullets, but nothing is coming through that. Nothing is going to find except just blanks. And maybe Prime trying to find the headshot. He does! He finds one, he gets Lamb, he looks for the spray, and that's Valley of Mist finding the wall bang, finding the spray and praise, leaving just Yakuza on the site, but as he whips out the smokes at the worst possible time. It's going to be DePaul winning round 12 and sending us into halftime, evened up at 6-6.
That's twice we've seen players get caught changing their weapon. I think the first time was a random reload. The second time you get caught changing your weapon. I mean, that's just bad timing to be in such a good spot, ready to get the kills, and then you just see it go down because all of a sudden the smoke disappears and you're just caught in the middle of trying to change your weapons. That's rough. And right there, that could have been the clutch for UT Dallas to be able to take that. But now we're switching. Now we're seeing more frenzies. We're actually seeing a couple of ghosts. But you know what it is? First round, anytime we come out in those pistol round, it's always frenzy season, beanies.
Exactly. Frenzy season's one of the best seasons out there. We love to see it. And as you see Kaz whipping out that frenzy yet again, a good choice. Honestly, if I was Reyna, I would invest in one Lear, to be quite honest. I love having that flash available and just go with the 3 soul orbs option, but you know, nitpicking at its finest. I'm not going to be that guy. It's like You know, the dude you're texting who feels the need to correct your improper grammar. I hate those people. Don't be those people.
The well actually, guys. We're not gonna well actually
oh
people
my gosh.
today. We'll do it off stream.
Enemy tag.
Paul trying to just push up through A short here. They're being very cautious, very calculated. They have a lone member actually straggling over on B site near Hookah, just trying to cause a little distraction. And they do have the numbers here on A, folks. You can see it's a 3 versus 4, but 2 members send themselves over to B. They're winning the mind games right now, is DePaul. They don't have to commit on the A site. They don't have to send it onto the site, except they're going to be doing just that. Bam and Cole are going to be trying to take down some members with them. Kaz will lose their life, but Bam does take down one. Bam drops another very low, but CJ going to be picking up that elimination, leaving the offense of DePaul with just 3 members against the 4 of UT Dallas's defense.
That was such an incredible play by DePaul right there, waiting and waiting and waiting, knowing that giving it just enough time to get UT Dallas to move away from B site and rotate over to A. That was a really good job. They're down now. At least they got the spike planted, but being down 4-3, if they lose this round, it's not that detrimental, of especially getting the spike down. But let's see if Yakuza do it. Is he going for the fake or is he going for the defuse right now? He backs off, and Adolfo takes down Valley and Miss. Ghosty and Prime take down CJW and Lamb. And the attackers go ahead and win with Adolfo going down to Ghosty. I did not see that going like that. I thought UT Dallas was in pretty good position, but what a great job by DePaul. Good job all around in that round to be able to be at a disadvantage that way. Get the spike planted on a good rotation. Good job holding off by them to make sure nobody's on B site, and then try and then be at the disadvantage in the take back and be able to stop UT Dallas. Incredible job by DePaul.
Now, as we look back on how the beginning of the game went, DePaul is running it back here in the first few rounds as well. Bunny, though, does get sniffed out, but does not reveal the Bucky, I believe. A big move right there. Not showing off the Bucky. Oh, just barely gets out with 12 HP, landing a shot there onto Kaz. Only taking a little bit off the head, though. Not too much of a cut right there. Just a nice little trim, a little cheaper at the barbershop. Make sure you don't get the full thing shaved off. But for the rest of the team here, they're going to have to try and salvage what they can with UT Dallas's defenses. They have a Cypher living on a prayer right now, and maybe that's not even going to be good enough with the HP pool he's got available to him. But Kaz taking a little more damage, and you can see DePaul really just trying to draw this game out, trying to draw the round out. But the spike is nowhere near the action yet again. Prime is keeping it nice and chilly over by Lincoln. Valley of Mist spraying through the mist right there is actually going to pick up a crucial opening elimination there, and Gravity following suit as well. DePaul is blowing this round completely open.
Cover going out.
And they're doing the same thing that they did last time. You're getting UT Dallas is rotating over to A site so quickly as Bam Gravity takes down Bunny right there in a firefight, but really just distracting them more than anything. As the spike gets planted over on B, you're seeing UT Dallas leave the B site wide open way too early. Yes, you're getting some shots. Kaz goes down to CJW, and Bam Gravity finishes Lamb off to win the round, getting a flawless. Like, you're seeing those shots get fired, and you're seeing a little bit of activity on A site, but hold your positions a little bit longer if you're UT Dallas. They're putting themselves in good spots on defense. They're guarding, they're staying there and holding the right angles, but the players on B site, they're rotating a little bit too soon. I don't know what the communication is like. I don't know if they're saying, okay, they're going A site and then they're just getting an immediate rotation, but that's twice in the last 2 rounds that DePaul has just waited and waited and waited, and as soon as those players are gone from B site, they move in and they plant the spike. If you hold a little bit longer, you should usually get the advantage, and then you can always rotate quickly after the fact. As Kaz takes down Bunny early on, with DePaul getting the early advantage over UT Dallas.
Oh, Yakuza though trading back 1, and now we leave with a 4 versus 3 as Ghosty did it again. Does find themselves in elimination and does get the plant down. So DePaul looking very good here until CJW coming from the backside, going to have 1 elimination in his hand now, looking to double the return on investment there. But Kaz going to find 1, breaking the camel's back, giving UT Dallas a hefty mountain to have to climb up here on the retake. The defense doesn't have many tools available, except they have that recon arrow for a moment. Just going to reveal the obvious almost. Bam! Taking down 1, spraying through the mist. Adolfo going to try and salvage something here for the defense, but DePaul, 3 straight rounds to start off both halves of this game. DePaul is great out the gate. You gotta say that.
Yeah, they absolutely are. The positions that they're putting themselves in retakes right now is absolutely phenomenal. The communication has just gotten so much better, and now we can kind of start to see why they wanted to go defense first, why they wanted to be the attackers second, because you can see they're a little bit more aggressive. Their communication's really good. They feel strongly about their ability to attack on this map, and now they've got the 9-6 lead. And UT Dallas is in a little bit of economic trouble right now while DePaul's sitting pretty. Now, 1 or 2 rounds can change that, but right now, when you're this close towards the end of this map, you need to be in a much better economic position. And if UT Dallas doesn't win right here, it's going to be a tough slog trying to come back from this point forward. So they need to win this round, as Ghosty's playing chicken with some of the players with UT Dallas around hookah right now. This is going to be fun to watch.
No more secrets.
Ooh, Valley of
missed.
Finding one. Ghosty picking up one as well, so Dallas losing 2 members. Josh, you said it, Dallas could not afford to be losing too many members here, but they are going to be dropping left and right. At least if in the save round they don't have to expect too much, but at least one elimination would be nice, to say the least, here, as DePaul is looking very promising to be taking themselves a 10th round under their belt. They just have 2 members of UT Dallas to walk through. Valley of Mist walking into bullets basically at this point, as Bam Gravity is trying to walk into his opponent. Does not find the elimination just yet, but will spray and pray. Ooh. That moving nerf did not affect him right there, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone else, because at point blank range, you can move all you want and still spray and pray.
If you're these players, yes. If you're me, you cannot still move all that you want and spray and pray. It just doesn't work. But again, I mean, look at these numbers right here with Kaz 19 and 8, Bam Gravity 14 and 7, Ghosty putting up some numbers too. You're just seeing these players step up for their team. And, you know, players that we've seen before, Adolpha, Yakuza, they're just not quite playing at the level that we're used to seeing them play at. Lamb right now struggling, whether it's with the Op or with the Vandal, and DePaul is playing fast and they're playing hard. Now, UT Dallas still has a chance. Obviously, they still have a chance. They decided to save last round. Now they go full buy. If they don't win this round, it could be game. And it's a very, not impossible, but improbable comeback as Bunny takes down Ghosty. That is exactly what UT Dallas needed early on. CJW taking down Prime. Oh, but now we got the Hunter's Fury. CJW taking down Bam Gravity as well. Only the Sova left for DePaul. Valley of Mist trying to do something here, but UT Dallas needed to win this round. They needed to come up big, and they did exactly that.
I cannot believe CJW stayed alive there, but now CJW is going to fall. Valley of Mist picking up a 2K here for DePaul. Taking as many members as possible here is beautiful for DePaul, Josh. They are already set up with their economy. They are doing perfectly fine. Even if UT Dallas wins this round, the more members that go down here, the better it is for DePaul. But Yakuza, cutting the losses, siphoning that wound up, making sure it's nice and clean, and making sure UT Dallas take that 7th round under their belt.
And see, that was much better played by UT Dallas. They stayed on B site long enough. They were aggressive early on, which was really big for them. But don't overcommit to one site. Force them to show their cards. Not a couple shots here and there, not a couple of deeks here and there. Force them to show their strategy. And UT Dallas did exactly that. They were patient, they waited, and then they pounced as soon as they were ready, adjusting yet again to another one of DePaul's strategies, albeit a little bit later than they would have liked, but now they win that full buy round. Now their economy is doing a little bit better, and now you just play it 1 round at a time. You don't have to think about everything that you have to do to come back. You just take it 1 round at a time and see what you can do when you're down 10-7.
Oh, Lamb. Oh, no. Lamb got a little too, I don't want to say cocky. I think comfortable is the right word. Got a little too comfortable behind that box. Did get taken down, but Adolfo doing a good job evening out that loss right there. So we have a 4 versus 4 on the board here, but you can see on your mini-map, everyone, that Cypher is still over on B side, so Dallas gonna have to be a little cautious here. CJW didn't get the memo, gonna be trading out 1 for 1, and Adolfo, yet again, very liberal with these ultimates, with these Hunter's Furies, just throwing them out there onto sites, hoping and praying. Did get a little chunk damage down, as they do have a little bit of hope here in the retake, but UT Dallas is going to need to make some plays happen. Bam loses half their HP, going to be forced to throw out the flame wall to heal back up. A nice shock arrow coming in from Adolfo, but that's not going to be enough to secure the kill. It's going to be a peek in the showers. Bunny Chef's going to be finding one. Both players now left in lamps. That's going to be 2 people stuck in an unfortunate situation right now, and that's going to be 1 elimination coming out. Bunny Chef's lying in wait, waiting for the prey, and for the first time in a Bunny's life, life. They are the Predator taking down DePaul's defense, offense, whatever you call them.
That was such a great setup by those two players on UT Dallas, with Bunny setting up in the right spot, waiting there, getting the intel, and then just playing it smart. As the Sova diffuses, Bunny's like, okay, I've taken out the one of the showers. I knew I took one out to the left. Now I know the final one's going to be coming from the right side in garage. They're going to try to attack from both angles. That was such a heads up play by Bunny, and well played on the retake by UT Dallas. Now DePaul pressing just a little bit more than what we've seen from them in the second round of the map while they've been the attackers. Lamb getting a little bit too comfy again, almost putting themselves in a really tough spot. But UT Dallas is looking a lot better right now and playing a lot smarter. But we got to see how DePaul adjusts and tries to counter the strategy that UT Dallas has been using.
And I love the angle Lamb's holding right here. If we see DePaul get a little too aggressive here in showers, Lamb is going to have a perfect lineup, but you can see the hesitation or the reservation maybe coming in from the offense, just waiting for a good opportunity. And Prime, yet again, the one who holds the spike. It's basically like the what was that? The Seeker in a Quidditch. That's the golden Seeker right there. Just,
from now on, when we cast together, we're dropping nothing but Harry Potter terminology all throughout the cast. As CJW takes down Ghosty, and Lamb finally getting that kill on Gravity, was waiting for it, looking for it, holding that angle. What a huge shot from Lamb, who's been struggling with the op tonight, but not anymore after a shot like that.
Yeah,
30
honestly,
seconds
Lamb
left.
looking very good with that shot. Hopefully can continue in this comeback attempt with the UT Dallas. As CJW going to use run it back just for some scouting tools right there. Not going to acquire too much more after that, but Lamb is going to be doing the dirty work. Valiant missed yet again, staying true to their name. Hitting a shot through the
10
smoke, but the
seconds
spike has to be planted here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone else. Prime is going to be dropping that. Valiant miss yet again through the smoke and the miss. It's going to be a kill, but Yakuza with a beautiful Brimstone ultimate is going to keep down the spike, and there will be no plant coming in. And even if there was, the defense just wipes DePaul off the map, and we got a 10-9 game, and this is just getting better and better.
I mean, Valiant Mist was in the right spot there, saw exactly where the Cypher was, made the shot as soon as he needed to. Valiant Mist getting the kill, that first kill on CJW right there. But great job by Yakuza on Brimstone to drop that ult, move towards where those guys were, and rotate as fast as he could to get over there to finish off that kill. Great double kill at the end. UT Dallas is communicating and talking to each other a lot better than they have the rest of the time. Now this is how you have a comeback. You calm down, you start to control yourself as Lamb gets another huge kill on Gravity right there. Oh my goodness. Let's see if he can get another one. Oh, misses the shot as Ghosty takes down Bunny. And now you see Lamb ulting right there, getting another one on Valiant miss. What a great hit. UT Dallas is moving so well right now, communicating, being aggressive, and DePaul just doesn't know what to do, Beanies.
Oh my gosh, Lamb just peekaboo right into the face of poor Sova. It's one of those moments you see in a montage where it's just like record scratch, freeze frame, and then just gets stuck right there. But Prime, as we bring ourselves back to reality, Prime is going to pick up an elimination there. And Ghosty going to be the one in charge of the spike here. As the teleport comes through, you can see from your minimap, folks, that the defense was not ready for that. And you can see the Jet Lamb is going to run into both of them. She has to be patient, though. She has to be patient for the second one, the wall. And that's going to be when she gets through. Oh! Prime hits the shot first. She doesn't line it up. And that's why crosshair placement is so important, kids. Don't forget to practice that. As UT Dallas is going to be living on the hopes of Yakuza to win out on this round. And it should be noted, Yakuza does have full HP, full armor, but Showstopper puts down his place. He finds one, he finds two, he gets them both at the drop of a hat. Even with the Showstopper being pulled out, he pulls the curtain down on DePaul, and we have ourselves a tie game.
Just such a huge play by Yakuza the last 2 rounds, coming up clutch for his team. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Don't meme on those guys right now. Don't get all confident on us now, Yakuza. Keep playing smart. Keep playing well. But such a great job to hold out there to get that double kill right there on both Ghosty and Prime by Yakuza. Smart heads up play whenever UT Dallas kind of got off a little bit, and we saw the Jet ultimate didn't quite get lined up the way it needed to. Had all the advantage in the world. They had no idea she was there, but then all of a sudden she goes down, but Yakuza's there on Brimstone. Brimstone to be able to follow that up and take down those last two players. They were not ready for him to come from that direction. They probably should have been ready for him to come that direction. It's almost like the two of them were asleep while he took the both of them out, and then he flexes on him a little bit with the defuse. I hope that doesn't come back to bite him right now in this one of these final rounds. Oh! He was Lamb with a huge shot on gravity there.
A god with this operator in the second half, hoping, praying to keep UT Dallas in this game, and by God, they have done it. Score at 10 apiece, and both teams being so streaky as Valley of Mist trying to just hit anybody with this Hunter's Fury, but no luck will come of it.
Spike planted.
Lamb just spraying through the smoke, not going to find any eliminations, but holding the angle for the time being as DePaul gets the spike down. But they're at the numbers disadvantage here, folks. Do not forget about that. CJW going to increase that disadvantage for DePaul, but make it even sweeter for the UT Dallas family. Bunny taking down another as well. DePaul, they're losing their members. Prime and Kaz are going to be the only ones left standing here to try and keep them alive, but that's going to be just enough. I can't believe it. They evened it up. They evened it up. It's 2 versus 2 now, and that's Kaz who has the members. Kaz finds the elimination. It's just going to be 1, and the defuse comes through at their half, but Kaz, he uses the solo. He disappears, and then he gets back, and he gets the elimination. Kaz, what in the world are you doing?
Kaz just went insane there. Adolfo pushed too much right there. You saw, you had the intel, you knew where they were. Don't push right there. You were already in a 1v2. Adolfo gets the first pick and then forces the issue right here. She was trapped in the corner. She was stuck. Wait a second. Make her think that maybe you're not coming. Make her peek or just jump or do something, anything other than just run right into her bullets. But Kaz coming up huge there for DePaul, especially a Kaz on Reyna right now. Kaz has been great for DePaul from the very beginning, and so when you're 1v1 against Kaz, you have to play that a little bit smarter than just running right into it, especially with the changes of that have been made from running and shoot, from the run and shoot. It's just not going to happen as Lamb misses a shot, but doesn't miss the second time. Kaz going down early, and there goes Ghosty as Bunny takes him out with the Vandal. This is going to be interesting as Gravity takes down the Cruiser. They're trying to take A site, and Gravity getting Lamb. This is a big deal. We got a 3-on-3 between these two teams. Oh man, Beanies, this is going to be a tough spot for DePaul at this point.
Oh yeah, Dallas is really coming up big. They were not happy with losing that last round in the slightest. DePaul, with only Gravity left here on the map, you gotta wonder if a save is even being considered, because he's got full armor still. Even though the spike has yet to be acquired, and honestly it's going to be very difficult to acquire that, he does get sniffed out, losing the armor, gets hit with a headshot and a little bit of change, going to have to try and heal back up, and will do so, expending both fire abilities. So now being left with just the bullets in his gun and 95
30
HP.
seconds left.
And Gravity is going to be going for this clutch, going to be going for the 3 versus 1, going to be going for the spike, and only 23 seconds are available to them. Is this Phoenix or DePaul ready to make this a 12-round game? And Bunny stops them in their tracks. We got us an 11-11 scoreline, folks. And honestly, could you expect anything less?
I mean, you know, this was UT Dallas's map. I'm kind of surprised that DePaul had this much of an advantage for the majority of the time. Obviously, UT Dallas doing a much better job of coming back the last 4 or 5 rounds, right? But DePaul being able to play this well against UT Dallas, I'm interested to see what's going to happen whenever they go to DePaul's pick on Haven next. But we have to finish out this last 2, and the way UT Dallas is playing right now, I think they've got a little bit of the edge. They've got a little bit of the momentum, but DePaul is doing a good job of adjusting to them.
11-11 now. As you can see, it's a curious round here for the DePaul squad, as they got the bare minimum and looking for any kind of snowball to take place. Abilities being expended, but the teleport's going to come through now, and A-Site is going to be their target, leaving just Reyna lurking behind. Kaz maybe going to find an elimination. Kaz might be running right into the eyes of a Cypher, and Kaz is going to take down Bunny. That's huge. All it takes is 1 elimination on this round, but CJW is going to turn fire back. DePaul still in the lead, though, so the Thrifty squad still has a hope and a prayer, and their Reyna is the one with the assault rifle. So now Kaz looking to join the fight here over on A-Site, as the spike has been planted. And I mean, DePaul is looking very good to take this round with Stardals and Eco. Ghostly going to be running into Lamb as he gets flashed. He's going to be running into all three, but you still have the utility, you still have the explosion. Lamb hits 2 with the classic. My God, the jumping classic was nerfed. What happened to that Riot? Please, Kaz being the lone member that can take these on with the assault rifle. Excuse me, but Kaz cannot finish off the clutch. And UT Dallas going to be taken down to DePaul, setting up the very first game point here in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, DePaul is in a really, really tough spot. They're gonna try to go for a full buy here. They need to take this round. They obviously can't afford to lose here. But you know, let's say they take this round and they force it 12-12, then you can still get a full buy from UT Dallas. So both of these teams being pretty even right now. Economy, you're kind of at the point where economy doesn't matter. You just go all out or you go home. But UT Dallas, with the momentum, they're playing aggressively. I like how they keep changing up their strategy just a little bit. Sometimes they hold back. Sometimes they decide to run in. They play a little bit more aggressive, and it's working out for them. But DePaul, a little bit on their heels. In these rounds where Kaz goes down early, that almost always means that UT Dallas is going to start to roll DePaul. So DePaul needs Kaz to stay up and stay healthy and hit those shots if they want to take this round and not lose this map.
Kaz does have the Empress available as well, and now is as good a time as ever. You don't want to be saving ultis for next game here, friends. It's just a matter of when's the opportune time to use it, but cautious approach has been good so far, but you can tell the Empress being used is the go button, folks. There is a time limit for how long this is active, and you need to get those kills for the reset. So will Kaz be able to make the string of eliminations that is needed to carry through this round? He's going through the smoke. He's going to run into a Rude Awakening. You can see he's going up the dark. Peeks around the corner, finds one, finds 2. That's 2 eliminations for the price of 1 there, and that's going to be Kaz trying to get DePaul through this round. 4 members left for the offense, 2 members left for Dallas, and they both have ult. No, Yakuza goes down without even getting the Brimstone ultimate off, and that is going to be 12-12 score. And folks, game 1 sends us right into overtime.
Oh man, I mean, did you see this map going any other way, Beanies? I didn't see it going any other way except for an overtime between these two teams. DePaul is playing much better than really honestly I thought they would coming into this. This was UT Dallas's map. I felt like, you know, they had a little bit more chemistry, a little bit more experience together. They were a little bit more of the seasoned team, but DePaul has surprised me very heavily in a map that wasn't theirs. And you know what? The thing that it all comes down to them having picked defense first. That really put them in a good spot moving forward. They got on their heels. They got out to a really early lead. They got out to a really early lead early on, and now they're kind of struggling against UT Dallas for the last few rounds. These last 2 have been really good for them, but now it's a winner take all as Kaz takes down CJW, but Bam Gravity going down to Bunnies as well.
DePaul and UT Dallas at 4 apiece. And they're both being very cautious, understanding what happens when you lose a member in these situations. Nerves are a little tense in overtime. People may make mistakes they're not used to. Prime! He's going to be stepping up to the occasion right there, taking down Adolfo. So that's going to be another advantage created for the DePaul squad, as this 4 versus 3 can be very suffocating if played correctly. And now, as you see, UT Dallas are committing to this A site. They are going through A short. They're playing with fire right now. Lamb, though, is going to extinguish any hope for the time being. Prime, though, getting another elimination there for the Omen from the DePaul squad, and the teleport to get to safety. And Bunny responding with the kill as well. So now with the 2 versus 2 setup, folks, with the site in control of DePaul, but being ripped away by the Dallas squad.
30 seconds left.
You got to see Kaz coming through and just getting onto the site and helping the team in any way possible, but
1 enemy remaining.
sort of expecting what looks like a rotate around the side, but a nice job there. Prime going to be taking down 1 before giving up their own life, leaving us with a 1 versus 1, and that ultimate, that neurological theft coming out from Bunny is going to be the go to drop the spike.
Now we got bunnies against Kaz. This 1v1 with the spike down. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, Kaz has been really the backbone of DePaul today, going with that fake defuse, trying to lure bunnies out, but bunny's not falling for it right now. But it doesn't matter. Kaz moves forward. I don't even know where bunny was looking, if he was just waiting to see if Kaz would come from somewhere else. But Kaz getting the tap right there and the kill and clutching it out with DePaul taking this one. What was bunny doing right there, Beanies?
Switching sides.
It looked like he was
Match
just trying to
point.
play around Spike a little bit, honestly. Maybe got a little too big for his britches, just trying to peek and win a gunfight for the sake of winning off the gunfight. Maybe sometimes you just peek around the corners and feel very confident about your aim, and maybe just, you know, it slips away. Human error. We're not computers. We're humans. Bunny, even though Bunny CS is their name, they're human nonetheless. And that doesn't mean UT Dallas cannot come back, because they have the opportunity now on defense to do the same thing DePaul just did to them, with Yakuza dropping just one smoke early on to try and dissuade any trading from showers. An interesting choice, really putting a lot of priority, because remember, Brimstone, unlike the Omen, once you use one of those smokes, it is gone for the entire round. So now Brimstone left with just 2 smokes available to them for the remainder of this round, as the rest of DePaul moving a base short. We have the ulti coming, or excuse me, the Lear coming out. Why did I say ulti? I'm getting too big for my britches here with that call. Paul, though, not fully committing to that A site, as they wanted to trade out cooldowns by the looks of things and try and see what they can bait from UT Dallas. And we've seen time and time again both these teams really willing to just play around with momental gaming, to play around with when will we commit to a site, when will we swing around to the back one. You can see that Bunny already going to be protecting that B site, very committed to holding it down, preventing any kind of swings from this offense. But 30 seconds on the clock is about to be eclipsed here, folks, and that is going to be very little time for DePaul to get to the site, because nobody has passed, why did I say it so eloquently? This is Valorant. Nobody has been eliminated yet. DePaul, they have themselves an opportunity to take a W, but with 17 seconds left, they are going to be committing to a swing. It feels like Dallas may have actually been reading this. They already have a Phoenix throwing out the Molly, and that's CJW dropping down one. Ghosty going to respond with a kill onto Adolfo, but they're not going to have enough time to get the spike down. There's too much happening on the site, and that swing, that call, it was ambitious at least and crazy at worst. Just like that, DePaul and Dallas are tied up yet again, sending us into round 27.
UT Dallas, whenever they put their foot on the gas, they just go. And sometimes it's gotten them in trouble, but in rounds like that, they move so fast, DePaul doesn't even know what to do. They don't know how to adjust. And UT Dallas goes in. There's some of these times I look at this and I look over at the patch notes on my other monitor, and then I look back at this and I look at the patch notes where it says the accuracy has gone down whenever they're running, or the run error on accuracy has gone up, I guess. And I don't know, I can't see it whenever UT Dallas is going and running and gunning the way they are.
Oh my god, speaking of running and gunning, look at this, just storming onto site A time and time again. B has been an afterthought for these teams. Bunny not playing around, going to be taking down Prime, giving an opportunity for the UT Dallas squad to trade out these kills in advantage of one another. But Ghosty going to be taking down one, leaving just 30 HP left available here for them, as the spike does get planted down here. Kaz going to be dropping one. Yakuza eliminated, leaving UT Dallas on the offense with just 3 members. And remember, folks, no ultimates available, but look at the flank. That's going to be perfect from Bunny, waiting out gravity, going to be taking down one. Ghosty, remember, only with 30 HP, going to be dropped. Lamb hits one, and then the perfect refire, the perfect transition on the target, going to be taking down another. And with DePaul just left with Kaz on the site, going to be spraying through the boxes, will be Bunny, but not much luck to be found. Lamb, and you can see the flank is going to be coming through here from Lamb. Lamb just lying away, going to be dropped right there by Kaz, who uses the soul orb there to try and disappear, gets the win. Oh my god, Kaz actually did it, but there's not enough time. There wasn't enough time at all, and Dallas, even with Kaz showing off some incredible gunplay, Dallas is going to be taking that round.
Yeah, I mean, they did just a good enough job holding off Kaz, and I really think with the way Kaz is playing right now, that's the best that you can hope for if you're Bunnies and Lamb. The best that you can hope for is maybe you can drop Kaz, but at the very least distract Kaz enough to keep the defuse from happening. Kaz gets both those kills right there. It doesn't matter because the spike is down. That's the best way to play that, is hope for the kill, but play for the spike. And that was a really, really smart play by UT Dallas. And all I could think to myself, if I could see anybody getting both these kills and defusing it, it would be Kaz tonight, but just not enough time.
Oh, and now UT Dallas having to put that pressure on DePaul is massive. Oh my gosh, can't even get my initial thought out here. Gosh, my God, we're just losing members so quickly. Dallas already down. There's 2 people left standing. The spike from DePaul already going to be initiated. And with both members of this defense left alive on B site, they're going to be going for some separation techniques. Bunny CS going to be taking down one, but separation techniques. Sounds a little dramatic coming out there, but nonetheless, Bunny CS peeking out from showers. Going to be trying to just bust down the door by the looks of it. He's not afraid to fire and spray and pray. They can know where he's coming from. He's still going to win the aim duel. Heck, even let him see a cutout of his body through the wall. He'll still try and win this 1v1. And even with the paranoia coming out, the only one that's going to hit is inside lamp. And you see Valley Miss is going to win the trade, but just barely, leaving Bunny CS with 1. Bunny CS with 2. Bunny does it again. Bunny is going to get the double kill,
wow.
Get the target reacquisition, but he can't get the spike.
Oh my goodness!
The same fashion that Dallas did.
Switching sides.
Oh my gosh!
I cannot believe we've seen 2 similar plays like that tonight. One time, you can't get the spike down. UT Dallas couldn't get the spike down in time with a split second. Now the second time, they couldn't get the defuse off. But what an incredible job by Bunnies to be able to pull that out, but then not be able to get the defuse by, I don't even know if that was a half a second. I don't even know if that was like a half a millisecond between the time to defuse and the end of the round. What an incredible timing for DePaul. But horrible for Bunnies and UT Dallas. But great play by him. But hey, look, we want this map to keep going, man. We want to keep going all night long. I'm fine. I'm settled in for the rest of the night if you are, Beanies.
Josh, I know, I love the spirit. Honest to God, I love it. But I was in a 50-round game for CF1 like 2 months ago. And honestly, Josh, I love the spirit like I do. But if you're asking to put me through that again, I hope you're going to be the one providing me with any throat lozenge I'll be requiring for the next week.
You'll be fine. That's all right. Just get some honey and some tea, and then I'll take over for a little bit, and then you can do the same thing for me. I'm in all night. We'll let each other take naps and things like that.
Wow, that's so cute. I don't even need honey and tea because you're already sweet enough for me, buddy. As we see DePaul and Dallas on site A, you can tell that it was a bit of a slow beginning to the round. Now you can have all buttons are a go. W key is being held by both squads, but it's going to be UT Dallas winning the gun trades early on. Going to be even back out by gravity here. Nonetheless, the spike is going to get initiated on default on A site. So with the defense going for the retake here from spawn, they're not going to have any flank opportunities, but UT Dallas is unaware of that, and they are separating their members just a bit, leaving their Brimstone all the way back on site for that flank that won't be coming.
Gone.
DePaul playing nice and slow here, really trying to play the retake the way they should, but UT Dallas going back to the position that they went to on the retake. This worked out for them last time as DePaul tried to move in. They took him down, but not this time. Adolfo going down to Valley Miss, but Valley Miss goes down to Yakuza, and Kaz taking out Yakuza. Can they get the defuse here?
No.
I don't know if Bam Gravity is going to be able to get it off in time. Oh, I cannot believe that UT Dallas got that off. I thought for sure Bam Gravity was going to get that defuse. He went for it, but another split-second play.
Oh my gosh. Again, the spike just goes off even when the defuse was coming in. UT Dallas now on the defense, going to be looking to secure themselves this game 1 victory, as they have 15-14 on the scoreline, and overtime can get very daunting for people, especially when it continues dragging on like this. You almost get to a point where talking to players in that 50-round game, now this is nowhere near that, but it gets to a point where you just want the game to end. Like, you just want to go into game 2. Like, remember, folks, this is game 1 of this matchup. So these players are, no matter what, there's another game coming on after this one, and we're already getting our money's worth as is. I mean, I don't really pay for it. I don't think you guys do either. But nonetheless, we're getting our money's worth. That's always a good sign.
I like the slow play here by DePaul, just kind of waiting it out, seeing what they need to do. UT Dallas getting themselves set up in the right spots.
Spike planted.
DePaul gets the spike down. The retake is going to be interesting here. We got 3 coming from spawn, but you've got UT Dallas attacking from both sides. Oh, Ghosty taking down CJW early.
CF going to be dropping Kaz as well, getting another shot through the wall, going to be taking down Prime, and then Lamb picking up a kill as well. UT Dallas is looking poised to take this, but Valiant miss! Oh my gosh, Valiant miss! Getting a 3-piece, getting the 4K, Valiant miss, eliminating 4 members of this defense to even up the score yet again and send us into round 31.
Wow. Just back and forth. Each time one of these teams makes a clutch play, the other one does the same thing in the next round. One can't get out ahead of the other. These are 2 very evenly matched teams. It's incredible to watch them work, but Valiant missed. You know, this is the thing. Both of these teams are having guys step up big in different moments. You know, one moment it's Bunnies for UT Dallas, the next it's Yakuza. One moment it's Bam Gravity for DePaul, the next it's Valiant missed. Both teams having people step up at the right time and being able to clutch out things for these teams. And it's just an insane back and forth that we're seeing between these two squads.
Dallas and Co. going to be choosing B maybe, which has been a change of pace for the most part, because we've seen a lot of A pushes, and I should say A has been pretty successful, which is why teams have been going back. These 2 teams have been going back into it, but UT Dallas going through Hookah, potentially going to have to do so without their Sova, a very crucial member for getting some information on your targets, information on entry sites, and the like. Is you're going to see that rotate, that hesitation that UT Dallas is seeing. Gonna be sending their members back to A site, but DePaul, having been burned by this one time too many, it's gonna be ready for the swing that might come in. But the spike has been dropped, so there is still that hesitation from both these teams, and I really am a big fan of what I'm seeing from the defense as DePaul. We talked about being able to adjust in the middle of the game, being able to adjust in difficult situations, and DePaul doing a fantastic job. Valiant miss doing incredible work with the shock arrow, followed up with the headshot, going to be getting the first elimination. Now the defense from DePaul having an absolute field day against the UT Dallas push. Prime will be getting an elimination. Uza, the lone member left standing, trying to get a plant down, can't even do that. DePaul winning their first defense in a few rounds, going to be taking that lead, looking to close out game 1.
Match point. One enemy remains flawless.
Ooh, DePaul now with that position, with the position ready for taking this game 1. They have the chance to just breathe easy, which they haven't really had for quite some time, and you think that could really play a toll on someone's mental, just having to constantly be on edge. And if you're not used to these kinds of situations, not only as a player but as a team, it can really get to you. So very big kudos to both squads being able to hold it together for as long as they have and continue making this an incredibly competitive game.
Yeah, DePaul doing a much better job that time of putting themselves in the right defensive spots and being ready for that push. I mean, you know, they tend to peak a little bit too much, or they've been tending to peak a little bit too much on defense the last few rounds that they've been on there. But now they're doing a much better job of setting up, and they let UT Dallas come in and play their style and play their game. And now as the attackers, they've been playing this side very well all day long.
And now they'll just have to play attackers well one more time on Bind to get that game 1 victory under their belt. Ooh, Ghosty, a nice little right click, aim down sight, headshot. Gonna be taking down 1 from the UT Dallas defense, opening up the floor for any site to be taken now, because no matter where you go to, you will be running into generally at most 2 players because of how this has been working out. And it's not even going to be a hesitation with which site they're going to go to here, Josh. It's going right to B site. The spike's going to be planted in just about a minute or so. No! I spoke too soon. They fully faked out the B site push. They got the swing, but now the teleports come through. And you got to wonder if that was a good choice, because Ghosty goes down getting a little too aggressive, leaving us with a 4 versus 4 here. And this is exactly what UT Dallas needs to get back in the round. Bunny going to be charging on. Yakuza going to be charging on as well. And oh no, Kaz going to be just left standing there with his teammate Prime, who is trying to just salvage the round. And that's going to be a nice elimination. 1 element here from DePaul. And just like that, at the drop of a hat, at the drop of a dime, they win the gunfights. And DePaul finally is going to take game 1 at a score of 17-15.
I can't believe that. You know, I really thought that UT Dallas did a really good job of coming back in that moment. They had momentum, they were making the right plays, but DePaul, you know, sometimes whenever you play this game, you just get so the tension keeps building and building and building, and you get so ahead of yourself and you don't know how to pull yourself out of that tilt. DePaul did a good job of sitting down, breathing, calming themselves as a team, fixing their communication, rotating whenever they needed to rotate. On the retakes, they were doing a good job on those retakes, and whenever you're in those back and forths and overtime, you constantly have to be thinking about, what are we doing this time? What are we doing this time? And so I think that they've done an incredible job of being able to come back, steal that momentum back from UT Dallas, and then end up taking that round. That was UT Dallas's map, and so for me to be able to see DePaul take that map from them, I think was absolutely incredible.
Honestly, DePaul stepped up big on the map. That wasn't their choice, but going into game 2 here after this break, we have a chance to see DePaul step onto Haven, their choice of map in this series. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 is back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Beanies and Josh. Back to your ears and back to your screens is going to be more CF1 Spring 2021 Central Group 1 competition, as we just went through a barn burner, to say the least, between these two teams, of DePaul taking down UT Dallas of a final score of, what was it, 17-15 there, Josh?
Yep. 17-15. It lasted a while. I wanted it to go 50 rounds, but you were against that. You willed it. You willed it to
I'm
the
not
17-15.
against it. I'm just saying you need to provide me with the necessary medical attention that will be required after 50 rounds. Because
I needed to see 26-24. That's what I needed.
Well, I can tell you the view looks great of that score line, but we ended up with that 17-15 score, and it's different than what you and I predicted at the top of the broadcast. Because going into this, both yourself and me, we thought UT Dallas would be taking this series, and they came out a little slow starting out, but they did find their footing against the likes of DePaul. But at the end of the day, DePaul just had that real stick-to-itiveness and, I guess, the Reyna diff.
Yeah, I mean, here's going into the second map. We're going into DePaul's map. We're going into Haven. So they, to be able to take the first map that wasn't even your pick is so big. If you're DePaul, anytime you're like, you think, okay, UT Dallas, they're a pretty good team. They got a lot of skill. They got high skill players. And we have to go into their map first, and what are we going to do? Well, then they pick defense first, which shows a lot of confidence in their ability on that map. And Bind's a popular map, and without having the stats in front of us, we don't know what kind of win rates this DePaul team has had on Bind, but they played it well. They played it smart, and we talked about from the very beginning, forced UT Dallas to play at your pace, force them to play in the spots that you want them to play in. And whenever it came to them defending, they were almost always in the right spots. When it came to them attacking, they did a good job setting up for and getting ready for retakes. And really, it came down to all of the players would step up in the right moments, but most especially Kaz. Kaz looked incredible for the majority of the time. Kaz was really stepping up in big spots, even in the one round where Kaz couldn't quite get the defuse off, still clutching out and getting those 2 kills. But being able to have somebody like that on your team that can clutch whenever you need them is so huge. And now you go into your map, you go into your pick with all the confidence, all the momentum. And so UT Dallas has really got to try to figure out what strategy they want to go with on Haven. And they have to come out early as the defenders and make sure that not just, I don't even really think have it be even or around a tie coming out of the defense. I think that they've got to be ahead coming out of the defense if they're going to have a chance as the attackers.
Well, something to point out here, folks, is that DePaul, as the attackers, are going at it with a new member in the lineup for the match, as Blitzbolt is going to come in and replace Prime, therefore forcing at least a little bit of change coming in from agents. And I say a little bit of change, but by the looks of it, everyone on DePaul except for Bam is going to be playing a new agent if these lock-ins come through, whereas UT Dallas, they are going to be loading in with a lot of similar picks, but there are 2 major changes we can see from that UT Dallas lineup here, Josh. And Yakuza choosing to go with that Omen over the Brimstone, and CJW is going to be whipping out the Reyna here. That's going to be interesting.
Well, I love the Omen pick by Yakuza, just not only for the control but the mobility that Omen gives you. So I love that pick. The one thing that I'm noticing on DePaul's side is we see Kaz switch off of the Reyna and go on to the Sova. So they're going to have good intel. But I'm interested I'd like to know the strategy. And I felt like Kaz played Reyna really well in that first map. I'd almost kind of wouldn't want to take away the momentum from how well he played on Reyna, and I'd like to see him continue playing that. But switching on the Sova, being able to get that intel is going to be really important for a player of that caliber. But I like both of these comps right now for both of these teams. And really, honestly, I think it's going to come down to Yakuza picking that Omen and having the mobility on that map to help counteract what Valley of Mist has going over there for DePaul.
Yep, and after you get a chance to see what they are running with here between UT Dallas and DePaul, folks, head on over to Twitter. You see it in the Twitch stream chat. Head on over to Twitter and cast your vote for who is going to win. Take a shot at our poll. Maybe we can get a taste of what you guys are thinking out in the audience. To do that, you can see it spamming over in chat. We appreciate you, CF1 president, but As you can see, the game is taken out underway, and CJW is wasting no time here. Going to be popping down one, going to be going for the heal, but Devour will not be enough to keep him alive as Blitzbolt, the new player on the block in this series, will be getting their first elimination. And they're just playing with fire there over at A site is DePaul, and they're going to be looking for one of the 3 other options. And, you know, Josh, I think this is one of the beauties of Haven here. Initially, I personally wasn't that big a fan of having the 3 spike site map, but having the chance to play this game for quite some time now, I've grown to really appreciate it. And the strategic diversity that having 3 bomb sites really lends it to. As you can see, all the questions in the air of where we would have DePaul going, well, they're heading right back over the A site after a little bit of time, and that's going to be a spike going down here for DePaul.
Yeah, DePaul is going to have to get in position quickly because UT Dallas is going to come in for that retake immediately while they rotate over. You know, that's a smart play by DePaul. You're already at a disadvantage right now with players, but it's going to be tough for them to really hold on this retake because UT Dallas really has the position. They've got the advantage. Oh man, getting out of there. Lamb throwing that smoke down, trying to defuse, at least gets it halfway. But Bunny's huge kill by Bunny's on Bam Gravity, and the defenders win that. UT Dallas taking that, but Kaz getting a couple of kills on the way out. UT Dallas, that's a strong start for them and a really good retake.
Very good retake from the UT Dallas squad. Very nicely done, getting that defuse out. Even if they do lose quite a few members at the back half after the spike is defused, they do get that done. Very crucial round, and now we see UT Dallas winning their very first pistol round of the series here on Haven, as they're going to be going in with a very similar look to what we saw DePaul going with on their second rounds, except Yakuza, the one who has the most money in that back pocket, going to be spending the least amount in this round, as the rest of the crew is going to have that full armor and sweet submachine gun purchases. As Garage is going to be the location of this first push, spraying right through that wall, through the smoke even a bit. Ghosty going to be getting that elimination. Jump shot for the Devourer, not going to get quite enough value from that one. Followed up with a 2-for-1 combo, getting another elimination, leaving UT Dallas' defense with only 2 members here. And remember, UT Dallas, they're the ones who had the advantage going into this, but the Dolphin going to drop 2. Ghosty on this Reyna, trying to show up what Kaz was able to do last time, going to be taking down 3, leaving us with a 2 versus 2, but this Reyna going to be in the 4K, and Reyna is the worst person to have to go up against in this situation, but Lamb is going to give an opportunity for Dallas to breathe, an opportunity for Dallas to fight, but Blitzbolt going to get that round 2 victory for DePaul.
And you know, being able to watch Ghosty work on Reyna, I said, hey, was it a smart decision to move Kaz off of Reyna and move him over to Sova? But being able to watch Ghosty work, he got his second kill, he had 9 HP left, and then he got the Devourer and got the health back. But just going on a rampage right there, I really wanted to see the ace. But still, getting a 4K there with the Stinger, not bad. And that's why the Stinger is such a great weapon right now in this game.
Cover going out.
Yeah, some people might not have as a optimistic tone talking about it as you do, but I appreciate that about you, Josh. One of the good things. As
I'm an
Kaz
aggressive player, and I'm an aggressive person, so I love the gun.
It speaks true to you. Speaking of aggression, Josh, look at the site control. Look at the takeover from C. But look, oh my gosh, Dallas going for the absolute king of all flanks right now, sending everybody back there in the kitchen sink. But Valiant Miss is going to be the one profiting the most off of this interaction, giving DePaul 2 eliminations over to their own, leaving just 2 members for UT Dallas. Now Kaz going to be doing the same thing they did on Reyna, this time doing it on Sova, getting that 2K. And DePaul, after stumbling in that pistol round, going to be taking some few steps and taking that 2-1 lead here, heading into round 4. And with Dallas having to face their first disadvantage in this game, they're going to be going up with a nice assault round by, but the replay coming in here, Valiant Miss, you can see a little bit of a dotsy-do here. Very surprised. Nice little flick there to finish off the jet as they are caught off guard. You can see the lovely face of my co-commentator, the one, the only, Josh Beard. My gosh. Look at that beautiful face. Fantastic. And the jet transition to send Josh Beard away. Sorry, Josh. It looked cute, but you got a game to watch here, my friend. You see, Garage, yet again, going to be the site that's initially taken not as aggressive of a hold, going to be coming from UT Dallas. They obviously have not been on r/WSB. They do not know about holding the line there, folks, but They're going to be getting back, giving up a little bit of space, going to be leaving that territory that Killjoy is now afforded thanks to her ultimate. One of the nice things about having this Killjoy now is the site control you get. If you just get in the area of the spike site, you drop that ultimate, you can guarantee control of the site, or at least an advantageous trade. Leaving DePaul with the spike on site. Valiant Mist took their time a bit planting it. Nonetheless, they do get that down, and ooh, Lamb gonna be peeking a little. Doty-Do does find one. CJW gonna be taking that one down, leaving DePaul with just 4 members here. And just like that, Kaz is gonna try and play hero. Gonna be taking down 1, gonna be taking down 2. But Bunny is gonna stop that streak from getting any farther. And these stingers really making a case for now. They are so dang talked about. DePaul stops the retake in its tracks. UT Dallas gonna have to head themselves back to the drawing board and possibly make a pit stop at the bank, because they are really short on credits.
DePaul playing so well right now, they actually shut down my feed, but hey, I'm back and I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to keep watching this action. But they are playing really, really well right now. They're making good decisions, they're moving quickly, and just like in the first map, like we saw, they know exactly where they want to go, what they want to do. They know how to keep UT Dallas on their heels, and they're not wavering on their decisions. It's they wait, and then they go. And that's being able to be decisive and being able to move quickly is so important on Haven whenever you've got those 3 sites and you need to try to decide which one to go to. And Bunny getting the drop on Ghosty right there, but goes down to Bam Gravity. But DePaul, we still got the 4-on-4, and DePaul is moving quickly to plant that spike.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta be moving quick. They have the numbers advantage. There's nobody on site to even go for a retake right now. Eventually, though, you got UT Dallas making their way back over here, going to try and fend off any attackers. But with 3 against 4, it's going to be quite difficult, and they do not have proper equipment available to them. Remember, the economy was not looking too hot going ahead here for the UT Dallas spot. So the save round in tow. CJW gonna try and just get any kind of value that he can, and that is huge for a Reyna to pick up an assault rifle now. Specifically, that Vandal gonna try and make some plays with Bam Gravity peeking. Gets 1, gets 2, looking for the 3rd. Spray and pray through the box. Gonna find that. No, Kaz sneaking that kill away from the Phoenix, but they'll take that at a gentleman's handshake, giving us a 4-1 scoreline going into round 6.
I mean, Kaz just coming up big for this team, but look at Blitzbolt coming into this map, being 5-1 with Kaz 7-3 right now. You know, it's everybody from DePaul is stepping up, but it's the one name that we keep seeing over and over and over again that just seems to be making the biggest plays. And now UT Dallas pulling out the op with Lamb. But you know what I like from DePaul is they're sticking with what's working for them. Every single one of them's using the Vandal. They're going to the spots that they need to. They're not trying to counter op right now. They're just sticking with what works. And although Lamb has been hitting those shots with the op lately, DePaul's just saying, nope, we're going to force Lamb to hit those shots. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to let Kaz just wreak havoc on them right now. And that is exactly what they're doing round after round.
Well, this is looking a lot more like what we saw in game 1 after that initial round victory in the pistol round from UT Dallas, as DePaul taking 3 straight. And remember, these 2 teams have shown to be very, very streaky with their wins and with their losses. But even though DePaul is up 3 rounds right now, that is by no means UT Dallas losing out in this game just yet. They got the chance to come back now. They took that save round. They have their guns available. But Ghosty is going to have that Empress, and she's going to be looking to cause a little bit of trouble. You got double flash, the Lear alongside the Phoenix Flash, going to be getting a kill for Bam, but on the other hand, you have Lamb taking down Valley of Mist, leaving us with a 4 versus 4, and Lamb with the opportunity for this Killjoy! And that's going to be an absolute dome shot taking down Blitz. And that's Bunny taking down 2 more. Even though Ghosty's able to find the elimination on Bunny, it's going to still be the UT Dallas squad in a 3 versus 1 situation. But my gosh, Ghosty, if any agent is able to pull off a clutch like this, it's going to be a Reyna, and it's going to be a Reyna with the Empress on top. You just have to play, keep away. You just don't have to get in the fight. That's all UT Dallas has to do. The spike's not even going to get planted in time. She's going for it, but she just runs out of the smoke, and Yakuza playing with intelligence gets UT Dallas back on the map.
Yeah, Yakuza doing a really good job of playing smart, playing the lurk, trying to find that Reyna wrapping around and trying to get the spike down somewhere. I mean, at that point, you're just trying to do whatever you can do if you're Ghosty. But Yakuza playing a very smart, UT Dallas playing a really good round on A site. Now it looks like that. It looks like DePaul is going to rotate and try to make a push on B. They're going to try to take over garage right there and take over, or sorry, make a push on C with them taking over mid, going through garage, and then trying to go long C. But they've got Lamb with that op checking out long C, so they smoked it right now. But Ghosty with a huge kill right there, but Lamb getting Bam Gravity still has sight on that. It's going to be interesting to see what they do as they try to push in.
Oh, does she get clipped? Oh, Kaz takes down Lamb. That's absolutely massive. The Hunter's Fury is able to take down the operator from Dallas. And now without having Lamb able to hold a sight line, able to hold an angle, it's going to be so much harder for Dallas to take this back. They're going to have to win some gun trades. They're going to have to outskill their opponent. DePaul is set up on the site. And DePaul is not going to be losing very many gunfights. Bunny, ooh, just misses a peeking killjoy, but the operator was not for long in that player's hands. It's going to be a slow walk. It's going to be a steady pace. It's going to be UT Dallas trying to find the kill. Bunny, a beautiful tap to the head right there, making it look simple with Blitzbolt coming in, finding one. The trades are going back and forth, but the smoke is left up here for Yakuza, and that is beautiful. But the spike, there's not enough time, and even though the effort may have been valiant, it's not enough to get away, and the operator is not saved. DePaul winning round 7, 5-2 is the score.
Oh, Yakuza trying to save that op, but doesn't quite get far enough away. This shot right here by Bunny on Kaz was just absolutely incredible. A shot that you need to make, but then you see Blitzbolt come around and take out Bunny, and Yakuza drops Blitzbolt. But right there, exactly what DePaul needed to do. Plant the spike, get in the right spots, and just distract them. Just keep them away long enough to where they can't defuse it. DePaul is playing that very, very well. They're setting up in the perfect spots and keeping people down long C, keeping somebody by the spike, watching garage, making sure nobody can come in and get an easy defuse, but also staying far enough away where they're not just going to get rolled up on, and they're not going to get you're not going to have UT Dallas completely swarm them on the spot. Great job by DePaul in that round, playing the spike. Bunny getting Blitzbolt and Bam Gravity taking down Bunny a little back and forth already in this round, Beanies.
Oh, but the spike will eventually get planted down as the seesaw action is able to stabilize for just a moment, and that favors DePaul's lineup, who already have the numbers advantage. And on top of that, this Omen with 4 HP is definitely going to be asking for a little bit of help from the person upstairs, as you have Recon Bolt being shot down. CJW going to be sniffed out. Yakuza going to fall as expected, trying to pick up the Phantom trade out. Does in fact get that up in time. A nice Devour Hope is going to be used, but not enough to follow through, as DePaul is going to take that round win, and they're up 6-2. So DePaul are guaranteed, at minimum, a tie going into halftime. If you ask me, Josh, they got quite a few rounds left to win in their book.
I mean, they just look so dominant right now as the attackers on this map, and you know, honestly, I feel like this is the position the exact position they wanted to be in. You know, being able to take that first map and having all this confidence that they've got. They're just making all the right decisions right there. They immediately go long A. They get on A. They plant the spike and catch UT Dallas out of position on the retake. And UT Dallas can't move quick enough to take the retake. They're really disjointed. Try to go in one at a time instead of having a coordinated attack. And DePaul keeps taking advantage of that as Blitzbolt takes down Lamb right there. But now you see them pushing this long C. But now Bunnies and Adolfo both getting huge kills right there as Adolfo goes down to Ghosty. But let's see what DePaul can do right here, being up 3-2 with the advantage.
Make something happen, and you know what? They did just that. Blitzbolt and Ghosty each picking up a frag here. Textbook trading right there, folks. That is how you get the job done. DePaul taking their 7th round win, and this replay is going to be beautiful. Just look at that 1, 2, 3, quick and easy target selection, target acquisition, target eliminated for DePaul.
I'm gonna turn that into a shirt. I need you to make a shirt for me that says that. But then in the background of that saying, I just want a picture of Kaz, or actually just a picture of Reyna with Kaz's name above that is what I need, because that's what Kaz and Ghosty are doing right now.
Standing ahead.
You know what? DePaul needs to get on that. DePaul Esports. You heard it here first, folks. Talk to Josh about any royalties, but you got yourself a shirt idea too.
I mean, I just need a percentage. Give me a free shirt and a small percentage. That's all I need. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, actually, you know what? Free shirt. There you go, DePaul. Just make the shirt, send it to me for free.
Wow, look at that. That stonks right there, my friends. But the investments we see right now from DePaul are so far 1-2 ultimates being thrown out. And you got to wonder if it's going to be reciprocated by UT Dallas here, or if they're going for a little bit of a short squeeze and try and take as much as they can from this DePaul lineup. As they've already committed to a third ultimate now for the offense. 3 separate ultimates thrown down by DePaul, and they're the ones at a disadvantage right now, guys. This is not looking good. Even if the spike is in control, they got to get these numbers evened out. But I mean, is UT Dallas even going to make an attempt? You got to spray and pray through the smoke. Kaz, though, going to even this up with 1-2 eliminations now, and all of a sudden DePaul's at disadvantage has all of a sudden turned into their advantage. Dallas left with only 1 member standing, and that's the operator player who's going to be trying to just survive and does, in fact, get the exit frag. You gotta make sure you don't give it up, and Lamb is giving everything they have to get these frags on the way out, but it's not going to win it around, my friend. DePaul taking round 10, 8-2 overall.
I mean, Lamb gets a couple of picks right there and makes them pay for chasing, but still, DePaul taking the round. They're sitting in a really good spot economically. They can afford to be a little bit more aggressive there. Try to take down Lamb. Try to make him. Try to force him to drop that up. I like that play by them to try to be aggressive. Try to get them in a bad spot. Make sure that they keep their advantage. You know, there's no whenever you've got your foot on the pedal, there's no reason to pull it off. Unless something stops you, you keep going. And so I love the aggression there as Kaz takes down CJW, and that's already a bad spot for UT Dallas with one of their top people going down early on. But it looks like DePaul is going to look mid, try to look for that garage, peek and see, and force UT Dallas into a little bit more aggression. You're seeing Sova move up long C and being a little bit more aggressive on that push, hiding in that little cubby right there. But, you know, DePaul, again, changing the strategy, being a little bit more methodical, being slower this time instead of rushing. And they're keeping UT Dallas on their heels round after round. I don't think UT Dallas knows where they're going to come from. If you see, they keep looking back and forth from different spots. They don't know if it's A, B, or C. DePaul is just doing such a great job of keeping UT Dallas guessing about where they're going every single round.
Well, Josh, if I learned one thing during my years of schooling, it's that when in doubt, you always guess C. But this time around, it would have been incorrect because B is going to be the site where the spike is playing above the DePaul offense. Bunny CS, though, going to try and help his team get back from the claws of defeat here. Adolfo also doing their fair share, but Bam going to be taking down one. A beautiful spray and pray, actually. Bunny able to get a little bit of luck on their side, taking down Valley of Mist, giving us a 2 versus 2. But Bunny does not have much health available to them, and neither does the Sova. Both members of this Dallas defense has to get the spike defused, have to try and make a play happen, but they don't have many tools in the kit to make that happen, and one of them has just been thrown out across the fence, leaving just Bunny CS to get dropped, and only Adolfo to make a contest.
Coming back.
And DePaul playing that ever so well, going to be taking a 9-2 scoreline. And Josh, honestly, it feels like a day and night difference here from game 1 and 2.
I mean, it does. We saw DePaul get out early from in the first map, but then you saw UT Dallas kind of stabilize and correct themselves, communicate a little bit better. But now, when you're looking at the mini map and you're looking at what they're doing, you see their visions changing all over the place. They're not holding angles. They don't know exactly what they're supposed to do, and that's because DePaul is doing such a great job of changing up the strategy. Going long C right now, it looks like a full force push on long C. They only have this. UT Dallas only has the Sova there. They've got 3 people in garage. It looks like DePaul is moving in fast and attacking quickly before UT Dallas can even adjust. We saw them play a little bit slower in the last round. They're completely changing their strategy now as Blitzpole takes down CJW right there, and Lamb taking down Blitzpole to back and forth, but the spike gets planted, and now UT Dallas has to try to retake, and they're just all out of sorts, and DePaul is doing such a good job of putting them there as Bunny takes down Valley of Mist, but Ghosty each time. Oh no, Lamb taking down Ghosty, so there's now DePaul at a disadvantage. UT Dallas has the 3-2, but again, the spike's in a rough spot. They're going to force DePaul to move up, and Bam Gravity moving from the garage. I do not think that UT Dallas is ready for this.
They were not ready. Bam wasn't ready either, though. Bam he wasn't there. He was too busy trying to think about the next round. Oh, Bam, you need to be hitting the aim trainer in that situation, my friend. UT Dallas able to salvage the final round of the first half, even though we're going into the second half here, Josh. with a 9-3 score.
UT Dallas needed that. And not even just for. I mean, if you go down 10, if you go down 10-2, that's a bad spot. I mean, that is a mountain to climb to come back whenever you go into the second half of a map. But it's not even just a numbers game. It's not even just a probabilities thing. It's just for pure confidence. It's just for knowing, okay, now we can breathe a little bit. Let's calm down. Instead of being down 8, we're only going to be down 6. So that's a two round swing like that is absolutely huge for UT Dallas. So they needed that right there. They needed to make sure that they won that round to close it out. And now it's, again, like they did last time in map 1, little by little, round by round. Don't worry about what you have to do moving into the future. Just worry about what you have to do each round that you're in.
Speaking of worrying about what you got to do, I think DePaul's got to worry about where you're going to go. Look at this. They have everybody just spreading their wings and spreading out across the map. You got 2 flankers. You got 2, or excuse me, you got 3 bodies actually over at the front of the site. And you finally have a counter happening where Adolfo's actually going to drop both flankers. Just like that, both people trying to come from behind is going to get dropped by the Soap from UT Dallas, setting up a beautiful 3-on-5. And UT Dallas is looking to take control of this pistol round, but Blitzbolt dropping from above is going to be raining down some hell. But unfortunately, Dante and co are ready to return fire back onto you. And Bunny CS is going to be leading the charge there to end the round, giving us a nice pistol round win from Dallas. And Josh, half of Dallas's round wins, they're pistol wins. So
Yeah.
say something about that.
I love seeing that aggressive play by Blitzbolt too. Obviously, it gets 1 pick there and doesn't quite get the second one, but you know that's UT Dallas played that well. They were aggressive, they moved quickly, they planted the spike, and we haven't seen that work for them the majority of the night whenever they've been the attackers, but it works for them now, and that's the fear if you're DePaul. If you decide to have 2 flankers, if you decide to move 2 people out of position and flank around, all UT Dallas has to do is leave 1 lurker, take out both of those flankers, and then that puts DePaul in a very, very tough spot to try to retake on a spike plant. But now you can see DePaul is kind of doing the same thing. They're having 2 people flank. They're moving from A site. You got 1 person on C, 2 people watching B. But this could be a good rotation. But if those flankers can capitalize off of this, then that could be really bad for UT Dallas. It's a real double-edged sword that they keep trying to do with this defensive strategy. Coming in with Bucky action. Blitzbolt taking him down. No, that was our chance, Beanies. That was our chance for some Bucky action.
Oh gosh, I was really hoping to see the Bucky pop off there. Got 1 elimination, so that's a little something at least. But it's going to be a spike plant going down for the offense here. And I love Lamb pulling out the Bulldog, but you hate to see the Paranoia taking down that big purchase with a nice little spray and pray. Valley in the miss, going to get dropped, but Kaz following suit to return fire. And now UT Dallas, who won that first round, is not looking too hot, but Bunny is going to balance it out for the time being. And Gravity with the Spectre going to be taking down that 1 member, leaving us with just 1 versus 1. But Kaz reads the gunfight, aims his target down his sight, and he gets the spike defuse for DePaul, sending them into double-digit round wins, folks. Round 15 is on the cusp, and it's a 10-4 score.
I feel like we've heard that name a couple of times tonight. I don't know. This name Kaz sounds really familiar. Blitzbolt right there, trying to give us the Bucky action that we've been looking for. You know what? At least we got a little bit. At least we got that 1. But Kaz with that shot right there. What a shot with the stinger, by the way, from that distance. And then Kaz gets the defuse afterward. But DePaul doing a really good job of adjusting to UT Dallas's strategy. DePaul was ready. That time the 2 flankers worked. They kind of trapped both of them, put UT Dallas in a bad spot, and then whenever the spike actually got planted, then DePaul was ready to rotate and retake in the right spots. Very good communication by them. And UT Dallas, it's going to be interesting. It looks like they're going to go garage this time and still go C site, but this time you've got 2 defenders on C site for DePaul.
Ooh, bam, Gravity, one of those defenders on C long is going to be taking down Yakuza, giving DePaul a numbers lead. And I say this very often, the defense with a numbers lead is a scary thing, and Cad is a scary player to go up against, but Blitzbolt making the case to be one to be reckoned with as well. But Adolfo with that Bulldog going to be taking down Blitz.
Last player standing.
That's just a little too aggressive there, my friend, a little too uncautious. Lamb, though, taking out 2 members, 21 HP, a Spectre, 10 bullets, need the reload to come in, and you need to find some sneaky, cheeky eliminations here as DePaul. They have their Omen, they have their Phoenix, And I do believe they have sight of the spike, or at least they're aware of its location. So now it's just a matter of keeping track of Lamb, who gives away that they're on the site. They give away that they're picking up that spike right now. So it's going to be left up to these two members
30
to cover
seconds
the
left.
exit. But don't get too aggressive, because Lamb, a player to be reckoned with, the operator for UT Dallas, has the aim to make this play happen. They're going around the corner. They're looking for the peek, and Lamb does it. Lamb gets it done. Lamb with just one left. He doesn't know the player's there. He doesn't know that Gravity's just flying in the lane. And Gravity, reading that play like a children's book, pulls out the round win for DePaul.
Gravity played that exactly the way he was supposed to play it on there. You've got the Omen up top. You know that Lamb already grabbed the spike. Just wait. Valiant goes down to Lamb, but just wait until the spike starts to get planted and then show yourself. Gravity popping out, getting the kill right there. Another great job by DePaul. UT Dallas is doing everything they can and trying to adjust on the fly, but DePaul knows what they're doing each and every time, mixing up their strategies each and every time, and it's paying dividends for them, because just like whenever we saw DePaul as the attackers, UT Dallas doesn't know what to expect and where to expect it from. They're not always in the same spots. They're employing a lot of different things, and it's working out for them. And right now, it looks like we're going to see. It looks like both the UT Dallas is a little split all over the place. I'm kind of interested. They decided to leave the spike behind. They're just getting as much intel as they can, but they've kind of split themselves, almost trying to do the same type of thing that they did as the attackers in map 1 and what DePaul did to them this last time. But it didn't really work out for them as much as it has with DePaul, so I'm afraid that they might be splitting themselves a little bit too much. But now they grab the spike, they're moving into B site, but DePaul is all over B site. Keeping eyes on there. We're about to see a big fight go down here. Beanie's Bunny takes out Blitzbolt first.
That's beautiful. A nice, effective use of the Sheriff, getting the one tap to the head. That's why you buy that gun, folks. And Ghosty finding the perfect time to peek around the corner. Going to be taking down Lamb, who had used the Blade Storm. An ultimate gone to waste at the hands of a 1,600 credit purchase. Now Ghostly and Valiant is going to be taking out one as well, giving us a 3-on-3. The return kills come in, and you can see the trades, the 1-for-1s. It's so beautifully done. They understand what they have to do. But we have the Reyna versus Reyna duel. The Reyna diff was what the big change in game 1 was. But now CJW is in it to win it, asserting dominance in the 1 versus 1, taking the clutch, giving UT Dallas round 5 win.
And that's a name we need to hear more from. If UT Dallas is gonna claw their way back in this one, CJW has to make plays like that. There's a reason he's on Reyna. There's a reason he's playing that character, and he has got to be aggressive and make those plays like that, hit those shots. And that right there was beautifully played by UT Dallas. They wait. I said maybe they were a little bit too spread out, but the strategy, they proved me wrong. They communicated well. They went towards B. They said, okay, there's too much heat on B. Let's rotate over to A. They plant the spike on A, and now they're making a huge push. CJW again taking down Kaz. Huge deal for UT Dallas to take advantage right now as Blitzbolt takes down Lamb and Bunnies, with Blitzbolt going down to Adolfo, but still UT Dallas with the advantage of planting the spike on C.
Did Blitz drop 2 members of Dallas with just a classic? No matter what happens for the rest of this round, Blitz found the maximum amount of value there. UT Dallas, we got to compliment them on how they're executing this early portion of the round. They are not being very indecisive. They're getting onto site. They're finding any eliminations. They're clearing it out. Oh, that flame wall was awful from Gravity. You hate to see it, but he's going to have to make do with what has happened. The flash comes through. No such luck to be found. He actually goes underneath the recon drone, so they didn't see him in place. And now he's going to have to play with the sound. He's going to have to try and see if they peek. He's waiting for the peek. The double peek comes in, but Adolfo is going to be the one to find the elimination. And that will be UT Dallas taking round 17.
And now that puts a little bit of pressure economically on DePaul. They're fine for right now, but now with UT Dallas taking those back-to-back rounds, DePaul is going to have to be careful. They're going to have to be safe. They're going to have to play it smart, because honestly, if UT Dallas gets that spike down with a little bit more of an advantage, you have enough of a lead to where you could be safe, let them take the round, save what you've got. But they've got to be careful with their economy now, because the last thing you want is for UT Dallas to start to snowball because your economy breaks open and they have all the money in the world. So play this smart and just play this conservatively, because you still have the 5-round lead right now.
Yeah, that's a big thing to point out, folks. The 5-round lead is still in DePaul's area. Code, I should say. They just need to remember what they did to get to this point, but Bam Gravity going to be falling right there, and CJW going to be getting another elimination. It feels like somebody left their post a little too early. The Garage was essentially a freebie right there. But Kaz getting a crucial elimination there onto CJW. You have to eliminate the Reyna from the equation right there, and Blitzbolt eliminating Bunny as well, so another standout player from Dallas has been dropped. And now with the UT squad not fully committed to a site, they don't have control of the spike, and they're gonna have to wait out this Killjoy ultimate. They're going to have to wait it out and see if they can just spray and pray down the site, but gotta wonder, could that Killjoy ultimate have been a little bit more useful, just getting them out of that corner? You gotta assume that they were there, but Kaz is finding one, Kaz is finding another with the Hunter's Fury, and even though the spike is yet to be defused, it will finally get dropped right there as Yakuza was spraying. They were praying, but they could not get their calls answered, and DePaul moved in to series point.
Incredible job by Kaz getting both of those kills right now off the Hunter's Fury. That move right there threw UT Dallas off just enough for just long enough for DePaul to be able to get that defuse. It's an incredible play, great communication by them. And now, you know, what does UT Dallas do? Do they try to go C again? Or do you think do they think that DePaul is ready for an attack like that? Do they push towards B and rotate towards A like they did before? It looks like they're going to do like they did before, get a little bit of intel, figure out exactly what they want to do, leave the spike behind for a second, but looks like they might be moving towards B and then maybe trying to get a pick at B. If they can plant there, great. If not, then they'll rotate to one of the other sites. Blitzbolt hiding in that smoke right now, looking at that Reyna, waiting to turn around the corner, and Blitzbolt gets the kill. Lamb taking down Kaz, though. That is a big name to go down for DePaul right now whenever it's match point.
Yeah, that's a really big name right there, but UT Dallas is going to have to try and salvage these last three members. They're going to have to try and make a play happen with just these three, who none of them have a full HP bar available. And you can see the trades are going to come through. Rosie going to be taking down one, and that's Blitzbolt with the Judge landing another. And DePaul is styling and profiling in this second game as they take game 2, 13-6, and win the series 2-0.
The Judge action from Blitzbolt at the end. Look, we were asking for Bucky action the entire time, but look, if you give us Judge action, I'll take that too. And honestly, it's one of those heads-up plays that DePaul was trying, something a little bit, not necessarily unorthodox, but not something you'd see normally, where you have Blitzbolt going with the Judge, playing a little bit closer, and it was one of those things that they did to throw UT Dallas off on their heels and throw them off a little bit, not expecting the Judge from that close, not expecting anybody from DePaul to get as close as they did, but it worked for them. And really that's the story of this entire night. You know, going into this, we really saw UT Dallas as the team. They got their map first. They were going to be in the spots that they wanted to be in. So this was going to be a little bit of, or seemingly an upward climb for DePaul, but no, UT Dallas was on their heels from the very beginning. They made a little bit of a push in map 1, but then DePaul ends up taking it, and then DePaul just got out to so far of a lead. You know, that's a tough, when you're down 9-3 even, that's a tough mountain to climb. UT Dallas tried to start climbing it, but at some point players like Kaz, Blitzbolt, and Ghosty are gonna find their shot. They're gonna find where their cursors need to be, and they're gonna start making those clutch plays that we saw them make all night. Incredible job by both teams. A lot of back and forth and countering, but DePaul really with the great game plan. I'm really interested to hear, you know, what the communication was like and what the game plan was going into these two maps against UT Dallas.
Exactly, and that's a great segue there, Josh, because after a brief break here, folks, we will be getting to hear from one of the members of our victorious DePaul squad. So don't go anywhere. We got more action from CF1 just after a little break. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with our post-game interview with one of our winners from DePaul Esports, Victorious 2-0 squad. It's the one, it's the only, it's Bam Gravity. Buddy, first things first, I want to know, A, how are you feeling after that? And B, is this 2-0 what you guys expected to see?
We're feeling pretty confident. We're feeling pretty good. We've been kind of hitting the matches a lot, practicing scrimming lots. A lot of matches, a lot of tournaments within the last few weeks, so we came in prepared and ready to go. Feeling pretty good. Didn't expect it to be a 2-0. That first map got a little close, and we were kind of drawn back a little bit. We kind of had to slow down and just process everything and just take it a different route. But we weren't nervous at all. We were pretty confident, and we were able to close it out.
I told Beanies I wanted to see map 1 go 50 rounds. I'm guessing you're probably happy that it didn't go 50 rounds. But I mean,
Yeah.
you guys, one of the things that I noticed throughout the entire time is you guys did a really good job of adjusting the strategies on the fly and countering what UT Dallas was doing to you, especially in map 1. And that showed whenever y'all went into overtime to take that 17-15. So, just go into the communication that you guys had. What were y'all talking about? How are you guys deciding to change those strategies up and really keep them on their heels?
We just really work on our communication. We've been a team for quite some time. Some new players, but all of the core 3 of us have been together for a while, so we kind of have a good understanding from CS:GO how comms should be, how the team should be coordinating, and what you should be saying throughout the match. And we just kind of coordinated off that. We're pretty loud sometimes. We just like communicating a lot, making sure we have the right information, and too much comms isn't that bad at the end of the day. So we're just very talkative. We want to find out all the info, and we just go and rely off of each other's feedback and comms.
That really showed in map 2 too, especially whenever y'all came out as the attackers, and obviously y'all just kept going round after round after round and pulling away from UT Dallas. You could see, okay, y'all would attack long C, and then y'all rush A, and then y'all hold back and wait. You could see the communication there. But the one thing I want to ask is, was that a strategic choice to bring out the judge in those final 2 rounds and get somebody that could get a little bit of close range action there, or was it just on the fly by the seat of the pants?
It was just on the fly. Just kind of going off of that. Nothing planned, nothing too specific. It was just kind of a off the fly idea.
No massive brain judge strats secretly. I will say, pretty good gun in the right situation. But nonetheless, now, before we end this out, I want to get one more question from you, Bam. So now you've taken your first game here in the CF1 Spring 2020. Looking ahead now, you have yourself 8 or 7 other teams you got to play against in this group. How are you feeling about your chances in the Central 1 group? Do you feel like you guys are the team to beat in this group?
I would say so. We're doing fairly well in a lot of other leagues and a lot of tournaments we're playing in. We've been beating some of the top teams. I'd say that teams shouldn't underestimate us because we've been working hard, we've been putting in the time, and we'll definitely show what we got to all the teams that are out there.
Well, everybody, you heard it from Bam himself and the rest of the DePaul squad. They got a 2-0 convincingly over UT Dallas, and now they feel they're the top of this group. Well, thank you for your time, Bam. I appreciate it. Enjoy the win before you guys get back to the drawing board for your next match. And thank you, everybody, for watching another CF1 broadcast. We'll be back again tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for yet another match of CF1 Valorant. So thank you guys for watching. I've been Beanies. This has been my buddy Josh. Thank you guys for everybody behind the screens, everyone making this happen, our producers and every tournament admin. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one.